First-round quarterbacks in the NFL here in the Orange Bowl today, playing different roles. There's Archie Manning. He'll be starting today, throwing to his wide receiver Ike Harris last week for a touchdown. Bob Greasy, a veteran, taking the Dolphins to 3 Super Bowls. Today, he will be on the bench at the start of the game. From the Orange Bowl in Miami, Florida, on a hot, muggy afternoon, it's the NFL on CBS. The New Orleans Saints versus the Miami Dolphins. Hi, everybody. This is Kurt Gowdy with Hank Strand. Hank, today, the story of this game changes.
That's exactly right. And, of course, the offensive changes of the New Orleans Saints represent the fact that 2 running backs are going to replace Chuck Muncie and Tony Galbraith. Wayne Wilson and Jack Holmes will occupy those 2 positions. And then offensively, Fred Sturt will play right guard, and Dave LaFari will occupy the right tackle position for the New Orleans Saints. The Miami Dolphins are very much in the same boat in that they're using some extra people in their offensive line. Kuchenberg, who normally plays left guard, is going to play left tackle. And Little, who normally in the past has played right guard, who was benched, now is going to play right guard today. And so there's a lot of changes on the part of both teams, and we'll see what happens.
The changes are because of the offenses. They're stumbling. We asked Archie Manning before the game about the New Orleans offense, how it would get going.
Well, Coach, as you know, we really set some pretty high standards for ourselves over the last couple of years offensively. And really, in just evaluating the 3 games that we played, if I had to put your finger on it, I'd say 2 things. Penalties, which we've had a lot of and put ourselves in long yardage situations, and lack of production with our running game. As you can look at our 3 games, we hadn't had 100 yards rushing total yet. And those are 2 things that put us in so many obvious passing downs, and it's you just don't win many football games when you come up series after series in obvious passing situations.
And a stunning story today, Hank. The offensive line of the Dolphins has not been blocking. They want more escapability by the quarterback, so they're starting a rookie today, an unknown rookie named Dave Woodley, and we asked him about his chance to start and how he'd handle it today.
If I'm fortunate enough to start and then I do well, then I can say yes. And, you know, if I play poorly, then I guess I wasn't ready.
That's the story of Woodley. We'll see how he goes. Another man to watch for is the leading kickoff returner in the NFL, Bezalou, a great special team player. And let's listen to what he had to say about his 87-yard kickoff return that sparked the Dolphins last week.
We, going into the game, we were 2 touchdowns behind, and I was told to bring the ball out of the end zone regardless. And it was pretty deep. It was like 5 yards deep, and we had a wedge return on. And as I started up the field, things were crowded on the inside, and I kind of broke to the left, and there was an opening, and I hit the sideline, and just as I was beginning to really feel like I was going to break it, the kicker, Mazzetti, hit my heels just a little bit to slow me down and get me off stride, and the pursuit caught up with me.
We're ready to go now. Rich Monty is deep. The New Orleans Saints won. Von Schaman is going to kick off for the Dolphins. We have a brisk breeze. It's a crosswind today swirling around the Orange Bowl. New Orleans will be in the dark jerseys, the black jerseys, and Miami in their white at home. Here comes the kick to Rich Monty. He has it on the 5. He's up to the 10, 15, 20, has a hole, 30, out in the open. He's at the 50, still going down that sideline. They say he stepped out on the 45 of the Dolphins. Von Schaman is the one that bumped him out of bounds. An excellent return by Rich Monty to put New Orleans in good position.
And Kurt, they really had, watch the nice hole, the nice cavity on the right side. You see Brock out in front. Monty has to push him so he can generate some more room, but evidently he stepped out of bounds. But a beautiful return by Rich Monty, good blocking at the point of attack, and a great hole for him to run through.
All right, New Orleans, 10-year veteran Archie Manning, number 8. He's only been intercepted twice in 3 games so far, one of the lowest interception percentages in the league. And on the first play, he gives the ball off to Wayne Wilson, a halfback, tackled by Vern Den Herder, the left end. Quite a story. Chuck Muncie's been benched for discipline reasons, and Galbraith for lack of performance. There's the offensive line. Taylor, Sanders, Hill, Sturt, and LaFerre for New Orleans. Their backs and receivers. Wilson and Holmes are the running backs. Chandler and Ike Harris are the wide men, and the tight end is Brooks Williams. And Manning at quarterback. Ball's on the 42 of the Dolphins. Second down, 7. Red-headed Archie Manning for his first pass of the game. Throws a screen out. He completes it to Jack Holmes. Holmes at the 40 and runs for a first down to the 33-yard line of the Miami Dolphins, where he's brought down by Larry Gordon and Vern Den Herder. Now let's take a look at the Dolphins defensively. They play a three-man front. Den Herder at left end, Baumhauer is the middle guard, and Doug Betters is the right end. Beaucamper and Gordon are the outside linebackers. Chambers and Dewey are the inside linebackers.
And that time
McNeil and Small are the corners. Pardon me, Henry, let's get these in. And Foley and Blackwood are the safety men.
That time on a quick screen, Emmanuel Sanders and John Hill both did an excellent job of blocking at the point of attack.
Wayne Wilson, a second-year player from Shepherd, West Virginia, carries. Again, Van Den Herder's in on the tackle with aid from Kim Beaucamper, the left linebacker, number 58.
And Jack Holmes did a reasonable job of blocking that time, but he fought his way through the block and still made the play. A great defensive effort by the Miami Dolphins.
Second down, 8.
This is basically a passing formation for New Orleans, kind of a pass draw screen.
New Orleans on the Miami 31-yard line. We're early, no score. A big rush on, they sack him. Getting to him is number 77, A.J. Dewey, a versatile player who's now been switched to both an end and a linebacker, and he had some help from Doug Betters and Bob Baumhauer.
Dewey is now a linebacker on the inside on their 3-4. They get a pretty good piece of him, but in spite of that, he still gets good penetration along with Doug Betters, number 75, and Archie had really no chance whatsoever to get rid of the football.
Nickel defense, 3rd and 17. Ed Taylor comes in. 5th secondary back for Miami. Rusty Chambers is out. Let's see what Manning calls now. 3rd and long. He has a deep drop. He's rushed and he's hit at the 50. Fumbles the ball. Fumble. Manning has it. Baumhauer and Beaucamper was blitzing. Beaucamper, an outside linebacker. So the Miami defense got tough, Henry, in the last 2 plays.
Yes, and the thing about the Miami defense in that they have A.J. Dewey playing on the inside. He's been a defensive end, but he's big and he's strong, and when he blitzes, he creates a lot of problems.
A punt formation. Ertzleben will kick. He's averaged 35 yards a boot. He puts up a twisting spiral. A fair catch called on the Dolphins' 19-yard line by number 22, Tony Nathan. First down, Miami. We'll get a look at the rookie, David Woodley, coming out on the field.
You know, one thing's very important. The Saints got a beautiful return by Rich Maudie. Took the ball down to the plus 45, and when you get down in the scoring area like that on the initial series of the game, you ought to be able to move the ball well enough to at least get 3 points. They were not able to succeed in doing anything, and now they're on defense.
As Hank Stram told you, changes in the offensive line. Kuchenberg moves from guard to left tackle. Newman's a left guard. Denard's at center. Larry Little, the old veterans, back in that starting lineup at right guard, an all-pro many years. And Eric Laxo is the right tackle. That's the offensive line with Hardy, the tight end, Bruce Hardy, out of Arizona State.
One thing we can look for early, I'm sure, they're going to run the ball, try to run the football, but in conjunction with that, I think we'll see a lot of slot formations with the idea of working on Ray Brown and the safety people for the New Orleans Saints.
David Woodley. The handoff is to Delvin Williams. He goes nowhere. Both these clubs have had trouble running the ball so far this year. And it is Tommy Hart who's there along with Joe Federspiel. The telecast presented by authority of the National Football League. It's intended for the private use of our audience. Any rebroadcast or other use of this telecast without the express written consent of the Dolphins and the National Football League is prohibited.
That was it.
That was the defense for the
an
Saints.
Inside trap, and Hart played it extremely well.
Second down, 12. Miami on their 17. No score. Woodley for his first pass. Shoots it out. Wide of the mark to Nat Moore, number 89, who is trying to button hook back. David Woodley is the 5th quarterback to start a regular season game for Shula in Miami. the first rookie. When Shula came here, Greasy was already here and was establishing himself as a star.
All right, Miami takes the running backs out on this passing situation and put in Tony Nathan and Nick Giaquinto on the obvious passing situation here with a 3rd and 12 for the Dolphins.
3rd and long. Moore spreads to the left. Duriel Harris to the right. Woodley out of LSU. One of 7 children, majored in computer sciences. His pass incomplete over the head of number 55, Dave Washington, linebacker. Intended for Nat Moore, and Miami will have to kick.
That time the Saints were in an Oklahoma, a 3-4 defense. They had good coverage. There you see him trying to throw the ball outside to Nat Moore, and there was a good chance for it to be intercepted that time, but it wasn't by Reggie Mathis or Dave Washington.
George Roberts in punt formation. The safety man is Rich Mauti, M-A-U-T-I. He's the 5th leading punt returner in the conference this season. And you saw him break that opening kickoff return for big yardage. So he's dangerous. He'll need coverage against him. Slight wind at his back. Roberts. Left foots it out there. A nice kick. Mauti on his 41. 45. Trying to get some room, and he goes down on his 47-yard line. He's buried there by 59, Steve Shull, downfield covering the punt. So we're going to have the Saints now go back on offense. Neither club can move in their first possession, and there's no score.
If you had driven along this street just a few years ago, the cars would have been very different. But now, more and more people are driving cars like the Honda Accord 4-door sedan, with room inside for 4 adults and their possessions. It's a true sedan in every sense. In fact, the Accord 4-door is one of the most successful front-wheel drive sedans in America. Simple proof that society has outgrown the big sedan.
Honda, we make it better, and there's nothing artificial in this less-filling beer. It's made with only natural ingredients.
The real point is taste. Besides, since I switched to Natural Light, I'm making a name for myself.
Hey, Nick Bonacani! Where? I know him.
Natural Light. Taste is why you'll switch.
Coming into this game, the Saints starting running backs had 1 carry between them and no yards gained. That's Wayne Wilson and Jack Holmes. Manning flares it out, completes it to Jack Holmes. He's to the 50-yard line, and a stop there after a 3-yard gain, and he's set down by Kim Bocamper and A.J. Dewey.
At that time, the Saints were in a slot formation, which means that both outside receivers on the right side of the football, and he threw a little check off to Jack Holmes, number 45. It was tipped, it looked like, but he makes a move to the inside and is finally tackled there by Vern Denherter.
2nd down, 7. Saints ball on the 50. There's no score. There's 10:15 to go in the first period. Manning.
Another blitz.
Shoots it out. It is broken up. Intended for the tight end, Williams, broken up by Rusty Chambers, who was trailing the tight end across the field on that crossing pattern.
Yeah, Dewey that time blitzed from the inside position, did not get off the ball nearly as well as he did in the first series of the game. The anticipation of the count wasn't nearly as good, and for that reason, he didn't get there in time to create any kind of a problem for Archie as he threw the football.
Chambers is out. A speedier linebacker's in, Ernie Roan. 3rd down, 7. Saints ball on the 50. Miami playing a 4-man front right now. Big rush on him. Incomplete. He had pressure. He was trying to hit Wayne Wilson. 3 men were there. That was Dewey. He's getting to that quarterback today so far, number 77. Manning's throwing under the gun.
They're using Dewey very intelligently. He's got good speed and good quickness. And I think that somewhere along the line, maybe the Saints would do the same thing with Joe Campbell. But Campbell is much better as a Oklahoma 3-4 linebacker than he ever would be as a flex linebacker.
Much publicized. Erxleben kicks it up, a wobbly spiral. They call for a fair catch on the 25-yard line of Miami. That's Don Fessalou who called for the fair catch. So the Saints couldn't move it again. And let's see what Miami does when we return to the Orange Bowl with no score.
When Ronald Reagan speaks of the good old days when he was governor of California, there are some things he does not mention. For example, he increased state spending by 120%. He brought 3 tax increases to the state. He added 34,000 employees to the state payroll. The Reagan campaign is reluctant to acknowledge the accuracy of these facts today. But can we trust the nation's future to a man who refuses to remember his own past? Re-elect President Carter on November 4th.
It was Mercedes-Benz that produced the world's first production diesel car, the first 5-cylinder diesel car, this 200-mile-per-hour diesel car, the first turbocharged diesel car, and the world's only 3,000-mile-per-gallon diesel vehicle. For 1980, only Mercedes-Benz can apply all that expertise to these diesel cars. Mercedes-Benz, the pioneer in diesels for 44 years.
Live, Pedroza and Lockridge for the WBA featherweight title. Plus, highlights of the Acapulco Cliff Divers next Saturday, 3:30 Eastern on the CBS Sports Spectacular.
The Dolphins are tough to beat in the Orange Bowl under Don Shula. He has won 65 games as head coach here, lost only 13. A winning percent of 83. I think a lot of it is not the home field, but the kind of players he had, Hank, over
Yes,
the years.
that's right. And he does an excellent job of coaching. He gets the most out of his people, and that's what coaching is all about.
First down, Miami on their 25-yard line. Woodley bootlegs it around. He got to the 25. He can run 30. He keeps going, and he has a first down. That's why he's in the game, because of his running ability. Shula wants to get more escapability by his quarterback. Greasy can't move, and neither can Strock.
That was a bootleg play. Looked like it was going to be a sweep to the left. It fooled everybody, got around the outside, and fumbles near the sideline. But evidently, they said he was out of bounds. It looked like he was very close, and a chance for the Saints to recover that fumble.
Field goal by Bob Thomas. Bears lead the Steelers 3-0. Detroit 7, Minnesota 0 first period. First down right now for Miami. He hit. Delvin Williams is really cranked up there. And that was Ken Bordelon.
A handoff from the I formation. There you see Williams. He does not have his hands secure enough, did not receive the ball from the quarterback, and they were lucky not to lose the fumble to the New Orleans Saints.
Well, they still picked up 3 yards on it, Hank.
Yeah, Mike Denner, the center, made the recovery.
Shaky way to pick up 3.
Yes, it is. But it doesn't make any difference as long as you advance. You got a chance, Kurt.
That's right. Second down, 7. A scoreless game. 9 minutes to go in the first period. And hit there is Steve Howell. That's been the trouble both with the Saints and the Dolphins. They can't get that running game moving, which would then enhance their passing attack.
I think once the Miami Dolphins get better field position, they're going to throw the ball more on first down. They're a little conservative now, and justifiably so, because they haven't had real good field position until now. But I think we can look for that once they get on the other side of the 50-yard line.
The rookie, the number 2 draft pick of the Saints, Dave Waymer's in. 5 secondary backs. Fetterspiel has come out. Nathan and Cephalo are on the field. 3 wide receivers. Giaquino is another running back who can catch the ball. He's in there. Woodley looks the field over and throws it out. He's hit as he let it go. A rush by Grooms, the left end, number 78. Trying to reach Nat Moore, but he didn't have a prayer on that one.
Lois Grooms that time really got good push from the outside, and Woodley was so involved in trying to get the ball downfield, and justifiably so, had no chance whatsoever to recognize what was happening, and Grooms really did a good job from the backside.
George Robertson, punt formation. Talking about that Orange Bowl record, here's Roberts. First kick was for 42 yards. At one stage, they had a 31-game winning streak here in the Orange Bowl, from 71 to 74. That was when they were developing that great team, went undefeated the one year, the 17-0 team, the perfect team. Roberts will kick with a slight breeze at his back. Hey, that's a nice kick. Motti waits on the 12. down on the 17. Miami has the best record in the league in covering punts. Their opponents have gained only 5 yards of punt return against. That's very important.
How about the kickoff returns? Wasn't very good in the first one, were they?
Now, Zenith System 3 is more. Superb picture. And more. Now, System 3 offers you the PRP circuit. It gives you 25% more picture sharpness. System 3, 25% more sharpness. More detail. Zenith, we're moving television into the future.
Oh, what a feeling.
Lean and clean. Symbol of the Toyota Celica. Celica. Lean and clean and a little bit mean. Aerodynamically styled to let the wind glide over its surface. Carefully engineered for the 80s to give amazingly precise performance. The Toyota Celica. Because a lean, clean machine is a very good feeling.
Oh, what a feeling to drive Toyota.
Wednesday, the television premiere of Fugitive Family starring Richard Crenna and Diane Baker running from the mob. Their daughter's romance threatening all their lives. Fugitive Family, Wednesday at 9, 8 Central and Mountain.
Wayne Wilson and Jack Holmes are still the running backs. Muncie and Galbraith are benched today. We'll talk about that after this down. First down on the 18-yard line of New Orleans. Nearly fumbled that when Wilson fights his way over the 20 out to the 22. Muncie's been benched for discipline. He missed a practice last Monday. And Galbraith, according to his coach, Dick Nolan, for lack of performance. I wonder if we'll see them in the game today, Hank.
It's hard for me to believe that they won't play this afternoon. Maybe they won't, but I kind of think as the game progresses, why they definitely will be back in the lineup.
Boy, they had big years. Thunder and Lightning, they called him last year. There's Muncie, 42. He gained 1,198 yards last year, 11 touchdowns. And Galbraith gained over 700 yards. And they're benched today. Second down, 6. All kinds of problems in the start for New Orleans of the season. Wayne Wilson, he's hit and pulled down by Larry Gordon. Larry Gordon, number 50, shot through. Flag is down.
Face mask, it looked like. Looks like it might be a face mask against the Miami Dolphins.
This is our first penalty of the game. This has been a very disappointing start for New Orleans. They've had some rough starts before, but everybody thought they'd get off to a good start this year because they finally got to a 500% last year, winning 8, losing 8, and thought the momentum would be rolling. But it hasn't. They're looking for their first victory.
Face mask, I think, on Gordon.
Personal foul, face mask, twisting the face mask, twisting it. First down.
Twisting it, that's on Larry Gordon. You were right on it, Coach. Don Shula, a slim Don Shula.
I guess he tried to give him a little facial that time, a little massage with that face mask.
Yeah. New Orleans on their 32 with a first down. Bradshaw to Jim Smith. The Steelers lead the Bears 7-3. First period.
It's a passing formation, pass draw screen. See what they do on 1st and 10.
All right, they're sending Ike Harris in motion. There's a fake by Manning. He throws it out. It is too high. Pass intended for number 30, Wayne Wilson. And Manning just overthrew him. He had him out in the open.
Boy, Archie made a beautiful fake.
Another flag down, Hank.
Yep. And he had people open. He just threw the ball poorly on that particular play.
You coached Archie Manning. He's a remarkable player. He was at the University of Mississippi, one of their all-time heroes, a great favorite in the South, especially in his home state of Mississippi. Red-haired, freckle-faced, with a very cheery, marvelous personality.
Holding, number 64, offense, first down.
That's holding on LaFerry, but he's also quite a leader, isn't he?
Oh, yes, he is. And, of course, if all players were as delightful to coach as Archie Manning, boy, it'd really be a lot of fun.
Unfortunately, they're not.
And that's what coaching is all about. You have to make people play. If they're not playing, you got to make them play somehow, some way, or else get somebody else who will.
First down and 22 yards. Manning out of the pocket, zips it out to Wilson at the 30. Wilson's dropped at the 32-yard line. So they get the 10 yards back. It'll be second down and 10. Rusty Chambers and A.J. Dewey teamed up for that tackle. There's the score we just gave you. Bradshaw, another touchdown pass. As he marches along in his career, he'll go down as one of the greats when he wraps them up. One of the very best.
You know, one of the important things with this defense of the Miami Dolphins, you have to exercise good patience, get the ball to the backs, travel slowly, kind of take the bus. Don't worry about taking a jet until you get down in good field position. Then you go up on top.
Second down, 9. Saints on their 32. No score in the first period. Draw play to Wilson. He's up to the 35, to the 40. And he may have the first down. He made that on his own. The way was stopped for him, and he very quickly changed direction, as you saw, and took off to the left. Watch him change now.
Yeah, he was a little slow getting underway, but once he saw the room, here he is right here, made an inside-out decision, almost stumbled and fell, but maintained balance, got into the seam, changed the ball in good shape, and got into the pile, came out the other end, so to speak, because he did make the necessary yardage for the first down. Good effort by the part of Wayne Wilson, number 30.
First down, New Orleans on their 43. 5:40 to go in the first period in the Orange Bowl.
Archie hasn't thrown a play-action pass on first down yet.
No score. The handoff is to Wilson. Wilson, Shepherd, West Virginia, crosses the 45 and has the 46-yard line in his own territory before Baumhauer dropped him to the natural turf here. This is the Saints' first game on natural turf. And by the way, they did better on natural surface last year than they did on artificial surface. Tampa Bay leads Cleveland 3-0 on a field goal by the little old tie maker who was a popular favorite here in the Orange Bowl for years, Garo Yepremian. Saints let him go also. 3-yard pickup on that last play. Second down, 7 for New Orleans. They're trying to get that run going, and Jack Holmes barges off his left tackle. He reaches the 48 of New Orleans, where he ran into Larry Gordon. 2 yards, 3rd and 5. The Saints on their 48-yard line. And Chuck Muncie comes into the game. Number 42, Wayne Wilson out. And you were right, Mr. Muncie is in there. We'll see Mr. Galbraith, I think, fairly soon.
When people have that kind of ability, it's hard to keep them on the bench very long.
3rd down and 5 for the Saints on their 48. He had the time, and it's dropped. A difficult pass to catch down low. Probably the toughest there is. Jack Holmes trying to reach it. Roan was covering him.
Penalty on the play, looks like, against the Saints.
Flag has been dropped. If it's declined by Miami, it'll be a 4th and 5.
I think it will be.
Number 71, offense, declined, 4th down.
James Taylor, the left tackle, held. So it's 4th and 5 for the Saints, and we'll have the 3rd punt of the game for Russell Erxleben of the University of Texas, who has had the place-kicking duties taken away from him and will just do the punting. Eventually, Dick Nolan said he still thinks that Erxleben is going to be a good field goal kicker. He boots a high one. Nathan waits for it on the 12. Tony Nathan is pulled down on the 10. They had some great coverage that time by number 44, the rookie out of Notre Dame, Dave Waymer. That'll be first down. Miami's ball on their 10-yard line, and this is strictly a defensive battle so far with no score.
Outside, the Canon NP200 may look like any small copier, but inside there's a world of difference, a world of micronics, where 20 copies a minute are not only possible, but made reliable with a microcomputer. Fiber optics precisely defines your image, and a toner projection system gives you clear copies on virtually any paper. Up to 11 by 17. Compact in size and price, the Canon NP200 is definitely worth looking into.
Now? Conoco's best motor oil was tested to see how well it protected against engine wear.
The test?
It was used in a fleet of hard-driving delivery vans in the city and highway conditions.
Last one.
The results? After 50,000 miles, all engine parts inspected showed...
Good.
No significant wear.
Good.
By new generation all season, protects against engine wear from Conoco, hottest brand going.
Live next Saturday, see spectacular bids, scheduled bid for Horse of the Year honors at the Jockey Club Gold Cup race. Next Saturday, 5 p.m. Eastern on CBS Sports.
Buffalo, on a run by Curtis Brown of 4 yards, takes the lead over the Raiders 7-0. Jack Thompson just hit Bass with a 12-yarder. Cincinnati leads Houston 7-0. First down Miami on their 10-yard line. Rookie Dave Woodley of LSU is starting the game. And he pitches out. Delvin Williams goes down on the 9-yard line. Ray Brown, the safety, was sifting through and hit him. Miami cannot move this ball on the ground.
No, they can, and I think one of the other factors in the defensive scheme of the Saints today, Tommy Hart is playing right end, and I think he's much better against the rush than Don Reese. Reese is an excellent pass rusher, but he doesn't play the run nearly as well as Tommy Hart.
Delvin Williams is out, Hank, and Gio Quinto comes in as a running back, number 35. Howell goes out. An extra tight end, Ronnie Lee, 86, is in there. They've got to get something moving.
They got a good chance to hit the tight end if they do it from this formation. If they throw the ball to the left side, nope, they're going to run it.
On 2nd and 11, they hand the ball to Gio Quinto, the University of Connecticut. There's Bob Greasy, the veteran. He doesn't like sitting on the bench or standing on the sideline, but he's a classy guy. He hasn't said anything. You know, last week he guided the Dolphins in a fourth-quarter drive to his 100th victory. Now, that doesn't sound like much, but I think only Starr and one other quarterback have quarterbacked in 100 wins.
Yeah, Lenny Dawson, our quarterback. Yeah. Lenny Dawson had 100, but I'll guarantee he'll be in here before too long.
3rd down and 6. Dolphins on their 14. No score. 2:30 to go in the first period. That pass is low, incomplete. Pass is intended for number 24, Delvin Williams. Again, the Dolphins must kick it.
Well, Woodley has been very unimpressive. He's had a chance to hit people, but he looks like he's throwing a little prematurely. And I think very soon here we'll see Mr. Greasy come into the ball game. I'll be surprised if he doesn't.
Miami's been about the best fourth-quarter team in the league. They pulled their last 2 games out with all their points being scored in the fourth period. They just haven't done anything in the first half of their first 3 games.
Well, they haven't had very good field position. You must say that for them. They had the ball initially on the 19, then the 25, then the minus.
It's field goal day in Florida over at Tampa Bay. It's 6-3. Tampa Bay leads Cleveland. 3 field goals in that game and 2 field goals here in Miami, as the Saints lead 6-0. Chuck Muncie. Muncie spills over the 20 and out to the 23-yard line, where he was upended by Doug Fetters, the right end.
And A.J. Dewey is in on the tackle again. He's all over the field. Does a good job of blitzing the quarterback.
Holding, number 71, offense, decline.
That was on James Taylor, 4th down. The Saints have never had a winning season. Last fall, they went 8-8. That was their best season ever. That's why they're disappointed with this start this year, because they thought they'd get off to a better start. They lost a tough one to San Francisco. Herc Slavin will kick.
He'll get the ball up high. He does that very well.
He does. Way up there. Fair catch called on the 15-yard line by Tony Nathan. And Miami puts the ball in play in the last 3:15 of the first half in poor field position. Well, we saw somewhat of an offense the last time the Dolphins had the ball, Hank.
Yeah, but they still have problems in that they've had the ball 5 times. Each team normally, Kurt, has the ball 13 possessions in a game. Miami has it 5 times so far. They started out at 19, minus 25, minus 10, minus 18, minus 15. Whereas the Saints have already had it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 possessions.
First down. A strong left because the tight end Hardy's on the left side. You're always strong to the side of the tight end. Delvin Williams being pushed right along the line of scrimmage and out of bounds by Ray Brown, the strong safety, number 27. He refused to budge an inch there.
That, Kurt, was a wasted play because Brown was right on the line of scrimmage. It's like having an 8-man front. They ran right into the strength of the defense, had no chance whatsoever to succeed in making any yardage on the play. Good defense on the part of the Saints.
Nathan is replacing number 24, Delvin Williams. Ronnie Coleman has driven over a yard out for a touchdown. It's Cincinnati 10, Houston 7. 1:17 to go in the first half. That's Cincinnati. 2nd down 10.
Saints in the Oklahoma 3-4 defense.
Woodley, the rookie quarterback. Throwing deep, 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 long. Maybe an interception. It is. Tommy Myers right there with Tony Nathan. Grabbed that ball like a center fielder over his right shoulder and held on to it in a tumbling catch.
Yes, he did a good job. Great anticipation. And he watched the quarterback. Tommy does a great job of watching the quarterback and watching his eyes. And if he looks in one direction, he gets a good jump. Caught the ball like a center field that time. Maintained possession, and the Saints have good field position again with the ball on the 42-yard line.
New Orleans ball on their 42. There's the rookie Woodley. His first start today.
They've done a good job with a play-action pass several times on 1st and 10. Let's see if he does it here in this situation.
Wilson and Holmes are the running backs. Fake by Manning. Pass is blocked by Doug Betters, number 75, who is roaring in there. It'll be 2nd down 10.
It was a play-action pass, this time to the slot side. Archie fakes with a hand. Good fake. But Doug Betters, number 75, as Archie releases the ball, there you see him, 75, makes the deflection and falls incomplete. And he had the back open that time in the flat.
Saints ball on their 42. They're leading 6-0. 2:51 remaining in the first half. 2nd and 10. Chandler's coming to the left. Buffalo leading Oakland 17-0. Dick Nickemeyer just kicked a 30-yard field goal. That's still in the second period. Manning being chased, sets the screen up perfectly to Wilson. The 50, what an acting job they did on that. He's still going, and he's finally pushed out of bounds somewhere along the sideline on the 27-yard line. But Manning acted like if he was in deep trouble. He let him pour in and set that screen up perfectly.
Take the play-action screen, watch it. He fakes that time to Wilson and then throws back against the fake to Wilson. Wilson is going down the sideline. Betters is chasing him, 75. He runs through some traffic, maintains his balance, got the ball in the wrong arm. Had he had it in the other arm, he might have been able to straight arm the guy and go all the way for the touchdown, Kurt.
That's right. Dick Nolan now has his club going. It's 1st down New Orleans on the Miami 27. That play covered 31 yards. 2:39 to go. Fullback Jack Holmes has it, throws the pass, and they were alert to that one, but he nearly caught the ball, not quite. Wes Chandler thought he should have had it.
He did have it, and on the way down, he lost possession of it. It would have been a fantastic catch, but he did have possession, and then on the way down, lost possession of the ball.
The Saints opening up now with trick plays, trying to score a touchdown in the last 2.5 minutes of the first half. Look at that.
There you see it. As he's coming down, he lost possession.
They didn't fool the Dolphins. They were back there.
Yes, they were back there in good shape, but they just did not execute well on the play.
It is 2nd down 10. New Orleans on the Miami 27. Manning backpedaling again. Crossing. Incomplete. Pass intended for Chandler. Chandler running the slant, the toughest pattern for a receiver in football when you go into that middle and they're waiting for you.
And Dewey that time was blitzing on the play. Here again, it's a remarkable throw by Archie Manning. He had pressure on him, but he got the ball right out in front like it should have been, but it was just dropped by Wes Chandler. And he doesn't drop many of those.
Ernest Roan and Glenn Blackwood come into the secondary. Then Herder's taken out. Chambers goes out. 3rd down 10. Saints on the Miami 27. 2:25 to go in the half. Orleans ahead, 6-0. Draw play to Wilson. He is stopped at the 21-yard line by Kim Bocamper. He nearly slipped by him and went for the 1st down. And the field goal team is coming on again for the Saints.
He made a very deceptive move in and out before he hit the hole. Looked like he was going to be caught near the line of scrimmage, but he really did a great job of running and got the most out of that play he possibly could.
Well, the Dolphins were looking for pass, and they got run. And there is the 2-minute warning given to each bench. The score, New Orleans 6, and the Miami Dolphins nothing.
If you had driven along this street just a few years ago, the cars would have been very different. But now, more and more people are driving cars like the Honda Accord four-door sedan, with room inside for 4 adults and their possessions. It's a true sedan in every sense. In fact, the Accord four-door is one of the most successful front-wheel drive sedans in America. Simple proof that society has outgrown the big sedan.
Honda, we make it simple.
John Burns joined the Army in March and kept us waiting until October. Kathy Wolf joined the Army in May and kept us waiting all summer. If you're a high school graduate or about to be, you can join the Army now and take up to 12 months to report for duty. That way, if you qualify, we can guarantee you the skill training that makes you happiest. And we think a happy soldier is worth waiting for. This is the Army, a chance to serve your country as you serve yourself. Call this number toll-free.
With Medicare costs out of sight, 60 Minutes looks at a hospital bill. Length of stay, 23 days. Size of bill, $77,000. Sunday on CBS.
This will be a 39-yard field goal attempt by Benny Ricardo. He's already kicked a 36 and a 34-yarder. This is up, and this kick is good again. 3 in a row for Benny Ricardo. And New Orleans has a 9-0 lead. 2 minutes to play, a little under 2 minutes to play in the first half. That Ricardo is really accurate. We're going to repeat once more. He has not missed a field goal inside the 40 since September of '78.
Just think what it would have been like had they made that decision early enough to where they could have helped themselves in the first 3 games. It would have made a tremendous difference.
They blew the field goal, or they would have beat San Francisco in the opener. And incidentally, Hank, Ricardo walked out of the Lions camp. A rookie, Eddie Murray, took his job, and he has kicked 7 out of 8 so far for the Lions. Well, the Lions didn't lose much when Ricardo walked away.
And of course, Murray played his collegiate football at Tulane, right there in New Orleans.
Besselo is deep. The Saints have dominated the first half, and they're leading 9-0. Here's Ricardo to kick off. Besselo returned the kickoff 87 yards against Atlanta last week. That's been the longest kickoff return of the still young 1980 NFL season. There's a squibbler bounding around, scooped up on the 20, getting out to the 30, still running with the ball, trying to get out of bounds, and finally getting out of bounds on the 39-yard line with a tackle by Waymore is Nick Giaquinto. He has quite a story. He's been cut by 3 teams from 2 different countries. He was cut by
a world's record, isn't it?
Yeah, I think he was cut by the Giants, cut by another team, and cut by Ottawa in the Canadian League. And finally, they picked him up here. Shula says, you know, he's not fast, he's not this, he's not that, but boy, how he hustled. Charlie White on an 8-yard run has just scored. It's Tampa Bay 13, Cleveland 10. Well, it's White starting to play some ball now for the Cleveland Browns, the Heisman Trophy winner of last year. Miami's ball on their own 39 with a first down. Woodley going on the run. He throws it right into the hand of Reggie Mathis. Mathis running around with the ball.
And he can run.
And he's out of bounds. Woodley threw the ball right into the arms of the Saint linebacker who was dropping.
He goes back into the pocket and then rolls out. It's a predetermined roll. And they hooked the defensive end that time in good shape. He gets on the outside. I don't know who he was throwing the ball to because he threw it right to Mathis, who was the only one open on the play. And Mathis really has excellent speed for a linebacker. See him running to the outside and just finally knocked out of bounds by Williams, number 24.
Well, New Orleans ball on the Miami 34-yard line. Another New Orleans scoring opportunity just before the end of the half. They're ahead 9-0 on 3 Ricardo field goals. That's the 3rd turnover charged to the Dolphins. The Saints have not given the ball up once in the first half. First down as they come up. 1 minute and 32 seconds remain in this half.
Saints have 3 timeouts left.
That's to Wayne Wilson. cuts back at the 30. There goes a flag down. He reaches the 27 of Miami. Rusty Chambers dropped him there. Let's see what the flag is. Looking into that Saint offensive line.
Looked like a face mask.
It is.
Face mask against Miami.
It's against the Dolphins. This will be tacked on, and this is a costly one now for the Dolphins. This is not twisting. This is just a regular face mask call.
Face mask, number 77.
A.J. Dewey committed the foul. The ball's on the 22-yard line of the Dolphins.
And that was a 5-yard penalty. If you twist it and try to rattle him a little bit, I'm talking about his head, that's a 15-yard penalty. This is a 5.
Lining up in the I formation. Harris in motion. Wilson again. He pounds to the 15-yard line. The Saints are opening some holes now. Vern Den Herter made the tackle, the defensive veteran left end.
The middle of the offensive line did a good job of creating running room. John Hill, Emmanuel Zanders, and Sturt, all of whom got good pressure, a good push, which provided the running room for Wilson, number 30.
Muncy's coming in. Wilson goes out. Wilson's looked good here in the last 5-6 minutes of this game. Starting in his second season after they benched Muncy and Galbraith today. They played. There's Bob Greasy, who's been benched. I believe we're going to see Mr. Greasy in the second half, though.
Yeah, I'll go way out on a limb and say, I'll be a little clairvoyant and say he's going to play in the second half.
You know what? You really got courage. I've always admired your courageous calls.
That's right.
Huh?
Yeah. We'll have an investigation if he doesn't play in the second half. Wayne Wilson is 6'3", 208, second-year pro from Shepherd, and he's really done a good job here this afternoon.
That's Strock. He's sort of been pushed back to the third-string quarterback. Now here's the setup. There are 1 minute and 18 seconds to go in the first half. There's Archie Manning, number 8, talking to Dick Nolan. We'll have scores and highlights of other games at halftime. The Saints have the ball on the Miami 15 with a second down 3, and they have 2 timeouts left. Don Shula signed a new contract. Glad to see him stay here. He's been identified with his franchise, built him into Super Bowl kings, and he likes Florida living. Joe Robbie gave him a great contract, well-deserved.
Be a good time for a draw someplace in here, Kurt.
Second down 3. That's Muncy. Fumbles the ball. Big pile up there. Let's see who's got it. Doug Betters hit him and jarred it loose, and the Dolphins recover, and New Orleans lost a great chance to take a good lead into the locker room at halftime.
You know, New Orleans has had tremendous field position, and it's ridiculous, or really unbelievable, I should say, probably, that they only have 9 points in the game where they maybe should have had 21 at least because of the great field positions that they had. Here's Muncy. He gets hit. The ball pops loose. Dewey is in, and Baumauer, both of whom made good contact, and the ball pops loose.
By the way, Henry, that is the first fumble that New Orleans has lost this year. About 3.5 games with only 1 minute and 9 seconds to go in the first half. Dolphins back on their 12-yard line with a first down and trailing 9-0. Woodley runs a quarterback draw play. Flag is down. He gets it out to the 17. Hit by Alois Grooms, the left end. They drop that flag immediately. Now what the rookie's got to do, there's a penalty against Miami. He has to keep from making a mistake, coughing this ball up. Last time he was in, he threw an interception. There can't be any fumbling as far as if you're rooting for the Dolphins or coaching them. And the Saints are trying to force another turnover.
But the Saints, again, have totally dominated this first half, and they've done so because they've really had excellent field position, whereas the Miami Dolphins have been in the soup most of the afternoon and haven't really had much of an opportunity to do much or to generate any kind of an offense, which is a great credit to the New Orleans Saints defense.
7-yard line of Miami. First down and 15. Nathan has replaced Delvin Williams as the running back. Nathan's number 22. First down, 15. Here's the draw play. Nathan slips and goes down. down at the 6 or 7 yard line by Joe Fetterspiel, the middle linebacker. Up in the corner, you see the clock ticking away. The Saints have 2 timeouts left, and they may exercise one right now. Is that on an injury? Yeah, it's a timeout against the Saints. This is the time to call them. So they have 1 timeout left. They're trying to get the ball back again with 50 seconds remaining in the first half.
Well, they're trying to force them to kick, and I thought they took an awful lot of time to make that decision that time.
Dolphins earlier this week traded former All-Pro center Jim Langer to Minnesota for a 6th round and a 5th round pick. They just announced today. Otherwise, Langer was going to go to work at a St. Cloud, Minnesota bank. He was going to take a cut over $100,000. And he meant it, I guess. If he didn't play up there, he wasn't going to play here. And he was going to work in a bank in St. Cloud, Minnesota.
I think underneath it all, he knew that eventually he would be traded and eventually would be able to make that kind of money with the Minnesota Vikings. The plan worked perfectly, plus the fact that the Miami Dolphins got 2 good draft choices for him, whereas the other way, they wouldn't have got a thing.
1 timeout left for the Saints. But it's 2nd down and 15 for Miami. So they have a couple of more downs to mess around. Delvin Williams comes back in. Miami is not threatened seriously in this game. And as Hank Stram said, the Saints have dominated. Probably should have scored more points. They can't get touchdowns. They've come up with 3 field goals.
And that oftentimes comes back to haunt you when you don't make touchdowns and just make field goals instead.
There's Delvin Williams coming out to the 20-yard line. That's the first good gain that he's made today. And it took Tommy Myers a free safety to stop him. Now the clock moving. And another timeout called against the Saints. They are now out of timeouts. 36 seconds remaining. Delvin Williams has gained 10 yards in 7 carries. This was a man that 2 years ago gained over 1,000 yards in a trade that brought him from the 49ers to Miami.
I can see why Don Shula has been so concerned about his offensive line. I talked to him yesterday, and he expressed that concern. And watching him play here this afternoon, they have really not done a very effective job. And, of course, here you have to give, on the other side of the football, you have to give the Saints a lot of credit for doing a good job defensively.
I don't think people, Hank, really appreciate an offensive line. It takes a long time to build one. It takes great synchronization and timing for those men tackle to tackle, to pull and help each other to play together. Once you get one, you've really got something.
The one thing about an offensive lineman, you know, they don't really appreciate what you do until something goes wrong, and then everybody is fully aware, and that's when he gets a lot of heat, and they do a lot of squeaking about the offensive line.
The ball's on the 20-yard line of the Dolphins with a 3rd down and 3 to go. 36 seconds remaining in the first half. New Orleans leading 9-0. Delvin Williams, first down. Williams out to the 27-yard line.
Well, now the Miami team is going to call timeout.
They have their complement left of timeouts. They call a timeout. They have 2 left. 27 seconds remaining in the half, and our 3rd timeout in a row. You were talking about that Miami offensive line. Let's repeat again for those that joined us late. They took Bob Kuchenberg, the veteran of 11 years, from a guard today and made him back into a tackle. He says he is too small to play tackle. He weighs 255, but he'll do whatever they want him to do. Is that too small, 255, to be an offensive tackle?
Well, weight-wise, it isn't too bad, but he doesn't really have great height, and that's the problem. And most of the defensive ends are 6'6", 6'7", and with his being about 6'1", 6'2", it's a distinct disadvantage because the defensive man can use his hands and he's so much taller that he can get his hands on the shoulder pads of the offensive tackle if he doesn't have good size and turn him, and it makes a big problem for that block.
Then they took a veteran of 8 years, Ed Newman, from right guard to left guard today, and then put Larry Little back in the lineup, 14-year veteran at right guard. So that's the big shakeup, and the shakeups are putting the old veterans back in there where they used to lead the way in the Super Bowl years. Woodley is firing deep, 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 deep. It is incomplete. Nearly intercepted by Tommy Myers. The pass intended for Duriel Harris.
Boy, that's one thing about Tommy. Once you take a sniff downfield and look and advertise where you're going to throw the football, you can rest assured that he's going to be there. He rolls to the right, but now look at him. He's looking to his left all the way. Tommy Myers, a free safety, gets a good jump on the ball. You see him in the hole. He's got to help on that post pattern, which he does, and he almost comes up with another big interception.
Tell you one thing, Hank, this Woodley can throw a long ball.
Yes, he can.
2nd down 10.
You heard the story about Pastorini in Hawaii. They asked him to throw a ball up to the 6th floor of the hotel room. He threw it up there 6 floors, and they couldn't believe how far he threw it. The United said, yeah, but the receiver was on the 2nd floor.
Here's the Big Ben play where they put 3 wide receivers on one side. They just hope for anything on this. You throw it down there. It's complete to Nathan, 45, 40. Nathan to the 38. Time moving, 7. They stop the clock. Dolphins come in and stop the clock. They have 1 timeout left, 7 seconds remaining in the half.
They have 3 wide receivers on the outside. Here we see Nathan, number 22, coming into the middle area. Mathis thought he was going to come up with another interception, but Nathan made the play, and it's a big first down for the Miami Dolphins.
All right, 7 seconds. What's the strategy?
Well, 7 seconds, and they've got 1 more timeout left. They might try to get 1 more pass somewhere close enough where they can get a field goal. Or they might decide they're going to throw the ball deep downfield. They get some kind of a play where they get pass interference, a jump ball situation where they come up with a big play.
You throw to the sideline on the pass to complete it, stop the clock, step out of bounds, and kick the field goal?
Well, if they double cover like they should, it'd be very difficult to get the ball to the outside, to an outside receiver. It winds up that you normally would have to get the ball to the tight end or one of the backs in the outside area. Let's see what they choose to do.
Elmer Bailey's in there, Hank. He's a rookie from Minnesota. Woodley's come over. They're going to take Cephalo out, number 81. Well, the situation is New Orleans is leading 9-0. 7 seconds to go in the first half. We've had just 1 timeout after another. 3 called in a row by the Saints, and then 2 by Miami.
There's Big Ben on the left side, which means they have 3 receivers on the outside to one side and 1 to the opposite side to the right side, with 1 back remaining in the backfield to help block.
He goes to the sideline, and it's overthrown. He was trying to reach Nat Moore.
He made a bad decision. The inside people were very open on the play. He made a decision to throw outside, way over the top. It falls incomplete. Here you see the 3 outside receivers, which is what they call the old Big Ben play. Nat Moore is going down the sideline. And watch the inside move. Tries to hit Nat. And even had he thrown it perfectly, had he thrown it right, it would have been a completion.
New Orleans knows about the Big Ben play. Year before last, they were murdered in the last few seconds by Atlanta twice on that play. Where 3 men around, they tipped the ball up in the air. Sloppy, looks sloppy, but it's effect. Now they have him on the right side.
Now they've got to throw the ball deep downfield and hope for some kind of a big play. Just throw it deep. There it is.
Intercepted in the end zone. Being run out by Tommy Myers. Myers is still going. Look at him, he's up to the 40. Time is out for the half. That's the end of the first half. Larry Little, 66, made the tackle. So we have 3 field goals by Ricardo. That's been the scoring in the first half on a hot, steaming day in the Orange Bowl in Miami. And at halftime, in an interconference game, the New Orleans Saints 9 and the Miami Dolphins nothing.
When you come right down to it, what kind of a person should occupy the Oval Office? Should it be a person who, like Ronald Reagan, opens his presidential campaign with a statement that alienates the people of China and follows it up with a statement that disparages the American South, and who is always explaining today what he really meant yesterday? Or should a man sit here who understands how to bring the people of this country and the world closer together? Figure it out for yourself.
When I looked at Datsun 280ZX and Porsche 924, I also looked at this new Mazda RX-7, and that's all it took.
Just one look, that's all it took, yeah.
You get a lot of refined sports car with a Mazda RX-7. You also get great mileage, and you get it all at a price that'll really make you look twice.
Yeah, the more you look, the more you like.
You're looking at the best dandruff shampoo money can buy because it's been clinically proven best. Testing at a major medical school proved it works faster, gives more complete dandruff control than any leading dandruff shampoo. It's Selsun Blue, the only leading shampoo with selenium sulfide, the anti-dandruff ingredient doctors recommend most. No other brand has it. Try Selsun Blue. It simply works best.
This is the true story of Fania Fenelon, a singer with all Paris at her feet, until the Nazi terror caged her in a camp where some would do anything to survive, bargain with their gifts,
I must wish to please them.
and risk their very souls.
You'll never know you will.
I'm not sure I wish to live.
In this nightmare, she played to live, and lived to tell the triumphant story of the women who were playing for time. Acclaimed as 3 of television's finest hours ever. Tuesday, September 30th.
This is our score at halftime. New Orleans 9 and Miami nothing. The New Orleans Saints trying to win their first one. Miami's won 2, lost 1. Miami's won their 2 games late in the 4th period. That's when they've scored their points. So it'll be interesting, Hank, to see what happens here today.
Yes, and they've really avoided stepping on the mines, so to speak, because they've won 2 games in a waning minutes of seconds. I'm talking about the Miami Dolphins.
Let's take a look at the scores here. 24-3, Bradshaw passing the Steelers into the lead over the Chicago Bears. That's at the end of the first half. Los Angeles with 2 touchdowns by Elvis Peacock, ahead of the New York Giants, 21-0. They're now playing early in the 3rd quarter. Minnesota and Detroit 7-7. Hank and I at the Vikings were red hot last week. The Lions are undefeated. And that's a good ball game, Hank, at halftime.
Yes, it is, and Minnesota is a much better team than people think they are, especially because of the fact that their young quarterback, Tommy Kramer, is playing extremely well and one of the outstanding young quarterbacks, I think, in the league.
Tampa Bay 13, Cleveland 10. Tampa Bay had a 13-3 lead, and then Charles White of USC ran 8 yards for a score, so that's a tight one over at Tampa Bay. And here is, this was a 10-0 lead, Hank, for Cincinnati. Houston's come back. It's at halftime, 10-7, the Bengals.
Yeah, Cincinnati in the preseason picks, I thought perhaps they would be the sleeper in that division. They got off to a poor start, but they're very talented. They have about 12 number 1 draft choices on that team, and I'll be very surprised if they don't wind up having a winning season.
Look at this now. 3rd period, Oakland's finally scored with a pass intercepted by Oakland, a 48-yard run return by Lester Haas to make it 17-7, Buffalo over Oakland. If Buffalo holds that lead, Hank, they're undefeated in their first 4 games.
Yes, that's amazing, and Chuck Knox has really done a remarkable job with the Buffalo Bills, and but this game is a long way from being over. Oakland has an outstanding passing attack, and any time that you can throw the ball as well as they do, you've always got a chance to come back with some big plays in the second half and do a number on the team that you're playing against.
Dallas 7, Green Bay nothing. First period, Tony Dorsett on a 1-yard run. That's the only score of that game. 7-0, Dallas leading Green Bay in the first quarter. And the Cardinals and the Eagles. First quarter, the Cardinals leading the Eagles 7-0. And by the way, in our feature, Jack Whittaker's features on legends of the NFL, Sid Gilman, who's now a special advisor to the Eagles, is going to be the featured guest on that. Well, that's the scoreboard. We do a scoreboard show here within the ball game from the Orange Bowl of Miami. Here's our score here, 9-0, the Saints over the Dolphins at halftime. And stay tuned as the NFL Today continues after this word from your local station.
Thursday, Gabe Kaplan stars in the network premiere of A Wild Comedy of Errors, Fast Break, a CBS special movie presentation. Thursday night at 9, 8 Central and Mountain. This is CBS.
If you think you've seen more fancy passing this season, well, it's not just a passing fancy. And if you were to point to one man as responsible for today's pass on any down, anytime, anywhere philosophy, that man probably would be Sid Gilman. He's now the quarterback coach of the Philadelphia Eagles. And that influence began taking shape as soon as Gilman became head coach of the Los Angeles Rams in 1955. Today, it is estimated that 75% of the passing games in the NFL are directed by Gilman disciples.
Give me a 49, Joe. 49. 2 steps, takes the angle, flattens it off, and then sets himself. I've been coaching football for 40 years now, and offense has always held my interest, and particularly the passing game. The idea of putting the ball in the air thrills everybody. It thrills the people in the stands. Generally, they don't care who catches it as long as the ball is put in the air, you see. My first quarterback was truly a great one, Norman Van Brocklin. I was very fortunate to come into the Rams at that time with Norm Van Brocklin because Norm knew the pro game, and coming from college, I had a tremendous adjustment to make.
Los Angeles, of course, is home of the dream factory called Hollywood, and perhaps that atmosphere encouraged Gilman to exercise his imagination. When he moved to the San Diego Chargers, he passed along his sorcery to assistant coaches Al Davis, Chuck Noll, and Bum Phillips, and a wonderful wide receiver named Lance Allworth.
Take a drive corner, Lance, or, coming in from a good wide position and starting right down that middle and then breaking it off and taking it to the corner. You'll lose him. You'll lose him. When I first joined the Chargers, I felt our passing game was really the ultimate. It was the epitome. We knew what we were doing because I had had this experience with the Rams. The only thing that we did, of course, was to make our passing game a great deal more sophisticated. We began to make a real study of individual patterns. We built films, a library of all the great stars running quicks, quick outs, comebacks, to find out how they did it. It was during that period that the bump and run style, the catch style of defense was in vogue. You see, defenders could jam and jar and run with our pass receivers down the field, and as long as the ball was in the air, it was mayhem.
To open the passing game up, NFL rule makers got together and made a few changes.
And one of the most significant rules is that a defender is only permitted to jar a receiver one time. Beyond that, he cannot even give the receiver a dirty look for fear that there's going to be a handkerchief. Well, this is a beautiful rule. If you can imagine an end not having to worry about any defenders down the field. He is free to roam the field. Well, these good receivers can have a field day. Coaches in our league will now be a little more promiscuous in throwing the ball. That is, they won't go into a ball game with the idea that they've got to run 50 or 60 times in order to win.
Irv, what was it like in the secondary when Lance Allworth came at you?
It's mayhem for the defense, too. He had great jumping ability, and, of course, he had tremendous hands. He's, an all-pro player and, of course, a Hall of Famer.
Would you like to play under the current rules? Would it help an Irv Cross?
Definitely not. I think the secondary has to have an opportunity to get position on the offense by using your hands. You can do it without knocking people down, but I think incidental contact should be allowed.
You're a marvelous track man, though. You could stick with it, right? Let's send you back now to the stadium and the game you're enjoying.
That's the score at halftime, 9-0, New Orleans over Miami. Here are some of the highlights of the first half. Defensive plays were most of right on the opening kickoff. Veselu of Miami gives New Orleans a scoring opportunity. Watch this fumble.
Yes, he gets hit here by, I think, Clarence Chapman, number 24, who really makes a good hit. Right there, you see the hit coming into the football, and then it's recovered by Waymer, number 44, and the Saints have a good opportunity with good field position, but come away with only 3 points.
Yeah, they finally got a field goal out of it. Now, this is the rookie starting today, David Woodley, and he is going to unwind and watch what happens.
You know, I'm very surprised that he gets back into the pocket as slowly as he does. He does not have quick feet. He moves well once he starts to run. Interception there by Tommy Myers.
Here's the second New Orleans field goal. This is a 36-yarder by Benny Ricardo, who's been perfect today. 3 out of 3. That gave him a 6-0 lead. And a second interception by the youngster.
Here's a rollout pass. He goes back into the pocket, then rolls out to his right and throws to the only man who was open. This is Mathis, number 56 for the New Orleans Saints. He makes the interception. There he is. You see he's wide open, except he's got the wrong color shirt. Goes back to the inside, does a good job of running, tucks the ball away, runs from the left side of the field all the way over to the right side of the field. There you see him. Ray Brown tries to make a block, and he's finally knocked out of bounds.
And here's another field goal by Benny Ricardo. And that's it. That's the halftime score. New Orleans 9 and Miami nothing. Miami's coming back on the field. New Orleans will be out shortly, and then we'll be ready for the kickoff in the second half.
This Bud's for everyone who works, so we can play.
This Bud's for you. This Bud's for you. For all you do, the king of beers is coming through.
Yeah, just for you. That distinctively clean, crisp taste that says Budweiser.
For all you do.
This Bud's for you.
Introducing a car that combines the brain power of German engineers, Japanese engineers, American engineers. Introducing a world car. The new Ford Escort, built in America with better ideas from around the world. Higher gas mileage ratings than Rabbit, Accord, Corolla hatchback. Yet roomier inside. With four-wheel independent suspension, front-wheel drive.
That's great, son. Right on course. Hi, I'm Wallace Francis of the Atlanta Falcons, and that's my son, Ray. The time we spend together are the best part of my life. You see, I'm a single parent, and I know what it means for children to have a father in their lives. That's why I spend a lot of time here at the YMCA. They're supported by the United Way, and United Way volunteers help them with their programs. But here, they even have a special program that brings fathers and sons together so they can really get to know each other. My contribution sponsors 10 kids at this Y. They do a lot for children who might not get the special attention they need.
The ball is really great, Dad.
That's good, son. We don't have all the answers, but I know one thing. A lot of young people would be off the course of life if it wasn't for the United Way volunteers. Thanks to them, and thanks to you, it works for all of us, the United Way. Way to go, Sil.
The message was furnished as a public service by the National Football League. The NFL on CBS is sponsored by Ford Division and your local Ford dealer. Sylvania, makers of Super Set Color TV and a complete line of home entertainment products. And by Holiday Inn, who welcomes you to its people-pleasing hotels.
All right, the story of the Dolphins, they can't score in the first half. Their last two games, they've done all their scoring in the fourth period. Can they do it again today?
Well, it'll be interesting to see what happens, really, but I think in the first half, the big problem, two things. They did not have good field position. I'm talking about Miami. And secondly, you have to give the New Orleans Saints defense a lot of credit because they totally shut down their running, and they did a good job of pass protection most of the time.
All right, we're ready for the kickoff, Hank. Let's go down. That's Greasy. He hasn't played in the first half.
But I'm sure he's going to be in there in the second half.
Kicking off will be Ricardo. Besselo's at the 10-yard line, and here we go. Interconference action, the 6-yard line. Besselo out to the 50. Well, New Orleans has covered kickoffs well today.
Yes, their specialty teams have done a super job. So has their defensive unit, and the offensive group has done a fine job, except they haven't put touchdowns on the board. They've had field goals.
Bob Greasy is going out as a quarterback. There are the stats for the first half. Greasy will be the quarterback, and some boos rang out. I guess the crowd wants to see the youngster Woodley stay in there.
Well, they'll change in a hurry if Bob Greasy makes something happen here. And, of course, I'd be very concerned if I were on the New Orleans sideline with Greasy in a football game because he's still an excellent quarterback.
Won over 100 games for this team here and gets booed. There's a big hole open for Delvin Williams. Joe Fetterspiel spilled him after he picked up 7 or 8.
That's one of the most intelligent calls they've made all afternoon. I'm talking about Miami because most of the time they've been running to the strong side, which means they've been running to the tight end side, and Ray Brown is right on the line of scrimmage. That time they ran away from that strength and succeeded in making a good gain on the play.
Second down 3, Dolphins on their 27. Nine to nothing, Saints ahead. Greasy will throw on second down. The pass is complete to Williams. First down. Reggie Mathis brought him to the turf at the 34. Baseball scores. Yankees some help yesterday from Cleveland. Yankees lost, but Cleveland beat Baltimore today. 2-0 Yankees in the third. 1-1 Baltimore, Cleveland in the second. Yankees are about in. First down Miami. They're on the 34-yard line in their own territory early in the second half. Greasy to number 36, Steve Howell. Not much. Miami has 8 first downs, 7 first downs. The Saints have 9. Neither team has very spectacular statistics.
And I think once the Miami team gets a little better field position, I think you can anticipate Greasy throwing the ball a lot more on first down situations than they have in the early part of the game so far, especially with Woodley in the first half.
Second down 8. Dolphins on their 36. Bob Greasy, 14-year veteran, 35 years old. He sails it out to his tight end, Bruce Hardy. Hardy fights over the 40 and goes to the 42 or 43, where Joe Fetterspiel and Dave Washington take him.
Kovacs that time had a good shot at it. Number 52 had a beautiful shot but missed the tackle and provided him with the opportunity to make extra yardage on the play. There's Greasy. Not much of a pass rush. He has plenty of time to throw the ball inside. There you see the tackle by Kovacs. Should have nailed him but missed.
Reggie Mathis is out. Mike Fultz has come in at tackle. Larry Little's out at guard. Jeff Taves in at right guard now. Third down and a yard to go. There's a first down. A hit by Steve Howell over the 45. Fumbled around. Let's see what happened with the whistle blow dead. Bordelon grabbed it, came up with it. Mass confusion. That's holding. Decline. The Saints recover the fumble and take the ball. So again, Miami's turned it over. That's their 4th turnover.
Here you see Howell going. Now there again, he's carrying the ball in the wrong arm, Kurt. I mentioned it so many times, but here's a professional football player running to the left.
Where is it, he says?
Yeah, he doesn't know where it is. He got hit from the inside pursuit. Kenny Bordelon, number 50, comes up with the interception and goes down the sideline. The Saints have good field position.
In an independent test,
over 1,000 different people were asked.
Which TV set had the best overall color picture?
More people chose the 19-inch Sylvania Super Set
than either RCA or Zenith.
This is the 4th year in a row
that Sylvania was chosen by the people
as having the best color picture.
Sylvania may not be the biggest, but a lot of people think Sylvania's got the
best color
picture.
Using this surgical fiber optic camera lens, Prestone Labs is going to show you what weak, neglected antifreeze can do to your radiator after only 9,000 miles. Look at these passages. Rust, corrosion. Continued neglect could clog them and overheat this radiator. Before this happens to you, put in Prestone 2. Prestone has a patented silicone silicate formula that forms a tough protective barrier to lock out rust and corrosion. Prestone 2 and Prestone Super Flush. No wonder we're #1.
Wednesday, the television premiere of Fugitive Family, starring Richard Crenna and Diane Baker running from the mob. Their daughter's romance threatening all their lives. Fugitive Family, Wednesday at 9, 8 Central and Mountain.
There's our score, 9-0. That's Bob Greasy, just lost the ball. He didn't lose it, but the drive lost it.
The last few times they had good field position, they're very conservative. See if they throw the ball on first and down. They should in this situation after the fumble recovery.
Orleans on the Miami 37. They run Jack Holmes, the fullback. Ed Murray just kicked the field goal for the Lions. 10-13 to play in the third quarter, and the Lions lead Minnesota 10-7. Steve Atkins has scored on a 6-yard run for Green Bay. They've tied Dallas at 7-all second period.
I'm surprised that New Orleans is so conservative. They've had such good field position, and they've only enjoyed field goal success. They've got to get a touchdown here sometime.
They're on the 34-yard line of Miami. Second down. 7 to go. Manning will run it again and give it to Wayne Wilson, and Wilson stopped cold by Bob Baumhauer, the nose tackle. Wilson is the leading ball carrier in the game in the first half with 44 yards. Holmes had 3, Muncy 10, Galbraith 3. Muncy carried the ball 5 times, Galbraith only once. They were benched at the start of the game, the 2 starter stars. And the leading ball carrier was the quarterback, Woodley, for Miami with 22 yards.
A.J. Dewey is in the game now, and so is Roan, the linebacker.
Third down and 5.
Looks like they'd have an opportunity to get the ball to the backs. There he is.
He flares it out. That's Holmes, and he dives, and he may have that first down. Went right through. Ernie Roan fell on top of him, number 55, but through great effort, Jack Holmes dived and may not have. I don't know. They're going to measure. It appeared he reached forward, but it's where it went down, where he landed with the body.
I thought he made the first down, but I get
he does.
He does. Yep.
First down for the Saints. And they do it with a little swing pass out to their fullback, Jack Holmes.
You know, the success of that play is contingent on where the ball is thrown by the quarterback. He has to throw it about 2 feet out in front of the number of the back who is going to catch it. Archie throws that pass extremely well. It was right on the money, and that's why he was able to make the yardage for the first down.
10-13 to go in the third quarter. The Saints ahead of Miami, 9-0. Wilson stopped at the 26 by Larry Gordon, who angled in from his right linebacking spot, number 50. His momentum may have carried to the 25. Let's put it on the 25. Officials' statistics in the NFL, you always move to the next yard line. If it's between yard lines, go to the next one.
Here again, I'm surprised. I hate to keep saying this, but I'm surprised that they're not throwing the ball more on 1st and 10. They've had great success with play-action passes, and now they have forsaken that and tried to run the football.
Second down, 8. They'll pass it this time. He's throwing deep. He's got him there, and it's a touchdown. Ike Harris caught the ball. Beautifully thrown pass by Archie Manning. He had a big... According to the Saints coaching staff, Ricardo for the point. It's up and good. And the Saints right now are nailing the Dolphins here in the Orange Bowl, where the Dolphins over the years have been very difficult to beat. In the third quarter, it's 16-0 New Orleans.
Introducing an American car designed for a changing world and with a commitment to quality. Introducing the beautifully new Ford Granada, built with a new design, smaller in size, yet more spacious than ever before. Built with Granada's highest mileage ratings ever, and built with Ford's quality control system. 38 different inspectors examine every single car. The new Granada, built for a changing world, from Ford.
We want to make you smile.
Welcome back. I see you brought a friend.
My boss hasn't smiled the whole trip. My back.
I think you'll like our beds.
Big room.
Everything all right?
Just fine. Call me for dinner.
In an hour.
We made him smile.
Come to Holiday Inn where your smile says we're number 1 in people pleasing.
Story of the last drive, 5 plays after New Orleans recovered Another turnover, 5 committed by Miami today. Here's the kick by Ricardo. Veselu back on the 1-yard line, fumbles it in the end zone, comes out with it. It's out to the 10, and is slammed down inside his 20. Going down to cover, Barry Bennett and Jimmy Rogers.
Veselu might have 4.5 speed. He looks like he's got 5.5 hands, Kurt, the way he's been bobbling that football this afternoon.
That's right. It's on the 17-yard line of the Dolphins, and they have a first down, and they have not had a serious threat in this game. A stuttering offense or a great New Orleans defense. You name it.
Well, Veselu looks like he's been soaking his hands in cement.
Greasy, the quarterback. It started the rookie Woodley in the first half. He couldn't get any points. Greasy hands off. Delvin Williams. Williams off his left guard, crosses the 20, where he runs into Reggie Mathis, number 56. Look at that one. Steelers 31, the Bears 3. Wrong time to play the Steelers after they got beat the week before. They intimidate you enough, Hank, don't they?
Yes, and then you get them a little upset. Yeah. You're really in trouble. You got to be kind to them.
It's like my wife. Don't get them mad. On the 22-yard line of Miami, second down, 5. Greasy, there's a good hook to Duriel Harris, 82. He had reached the 32 of Miami and hooked in front of Clarence Chapman. That's where the forward motion will start, and it'll be a first down for the Dolphins.
Harris goes down and does nothing more than run a hook pattern in front of Clarence Chapman. Number 24, he's got plenty of room, a good cushion. Clarence makes the tackle, and I want to say, I think really Clarence Chapman is one of the most underrated cover men in the league. He's an excellent athlete. He gets better and better all the time, and he's, I think, a super player.
First down, Dolphins. Saints ahead, 16-0. Play action, plenty of time. He gets it out, look out. It's intercepted by the Saints. Up to the ball is Reggie Mathis, his second interception. Now they've ruled it an incomplete pass and say it hit the ground. Mike Fultz, 72, put the big rush on Greasy. Saints are arguing that they had an intercepted pass there.
I really and truly thought they did. I thought Mathis made a great catch, and I thought he had possession. I didn't think it hit the ground, but they were right on top of the play. Were very decisive. But it looked from up here that Mathis really made the interception.
That all goes as just an incomplete pass. I thought he caught the ball. I was lying down. Watch it here.
Let's take a look at it. We'll scrutinize it more carefully here. Fultz, number 72, and Derlin Moore inside gets good pressure. The ball goes end over end. Yeah, it looks like it did hit the ground, Kurt. Looked like it might have hit a little bit of the grass.
Second down, 10. Miami on their 32-yard line. Greasy out to Hardy, the tight end. Hardy almost for the first down. Ray Brown pulled him down from behind to keep him away from that yard stick.
Yeah, Brown did a good job of making a tackle, but they're definitely going to try to work on Brown whenever they can. They feel he's an excellent tackler and a good force guy. He doesn't cover that well, and that's why they were able to do a little business on him on that last play.
They get the other tight end now inserted into the game, Ronnie Lee. Third down and a short 1 to go. Miami's been good for only 2 out of 7 on third down conversions today. 8:55 to play in the third quarter.
They ran left the last time and fumbled on this short yardage situation.
New Orleans may be offside. There's a pass out, wide open is Matt Moore. Moore has a first down. Greasy is a master at drawing the opponents offside. He's great on changing his cadence. He can get you over anxious. He'll give you the long signal count. He'll jump you off in the short count. He can trick you.
Well, the great thing about it is he's a great change of pace quarterback. He keeps you off balance. He throws when you expect him to run. Runs when he expects you to. When people expect him to throw, and he's still. They're not going to win here without Greasy, I assure you. But Kurt,
I believe you're absolutely correct. Larry Little is still on the bench, and They've been taking his blood pressure down there. Jeff Taves is in for the 14-year veteran. We'll keep repeating it must be around 100 degrees. See the handkerchiefs over the heads of the bare-headed fans here in the Orange Bowl. First down, Miami on the New Orleans 38-yard line.
They ought to run right if they do. Here they come.
They do. That's Dalvin Williams hitting quickly into the arms of Joe Felderspiel, the middle linebacker. But he's to the 33 of the Saints, a 5-yard pickup for Dalvin Williams.
You know, I'm amazed at watching the New Orleans team play in the first half. They kept running the entire first half. Of course, they got a young quarterback, but they kept running into the strength of the defense. Greasy comes in the third quarter and is doing just the opposite, running away from the strength, and is doing a good job of moving the football.
They have Nat Moore to the left, and Duriel Harris spread to the right as the wide receiver, 2nd and 5 on the Saints 33. Greasy will throw it to the sideline. Out it goes to Nat Moore. He skips out of bounds. A first down to the 27 of New Orleans. David Waymeyer pushed him out of bounds.
Didn't take him long to cancel the booze and start cheering, did it?
No. Now suddenly Mr. Greasy, at the age of 35, is a hero again momentarily.
That's why you can't let the fans tell you who you're going to play. You got to do what you think is best and play the people who are most capable. And the fans will take care of the optimism or the low points, but that's part of the game.
Biggest fan Bob Greasy has is his coach, Don Shula. He knows what Greasy's done for this franchise. But he also knows that Bob's 35 years old and has cranky knees. He could go anytime. There's Dalvin Williams hitting inside the 25 to the 23. Williams now getting some yardage here in the second half. Tommy Hart, the veteran right end, stopped him.
And Dave Waymer, the number two pick from Notre Dame, is playing the right corner position.
They're taking Fultz out now, Hank, at left tackle.
Well, they go to their Oklahoma defense on passing situations, and they've done a pretty good job with it. It's been much, much more effective than the flex on the passing situations.
Kovash has gone in. They're in a 3-down lineman situation.
Blitz on the outside.
Pass is blocked. Blocked there, I believe it was Grooms that blocked it. They got a big rush on him with a 3-man front because they were blitzing a linebacker.
Yes.
Reggie Matthews was also there.
Dave Washington, 55, was also blitzing on the play and got good penetration as Bob Greasy tried to throw the ball and was deflected.
3rd down and 6. Nathan, Cefalo, Giaquinto, all excellent pass receivers are in now as backs and a 3rd wide receiver. Jaworski has hit a pass for Philadelphia to tie up Philadelphia and the Cardinals at 7-all.
Oklahoma defense, and they'll try to hit one of the backs, I'm sure.
Ooh, he drilled that one. It's incomplete. Matt Moore couldn't hold on to it. It's a flag down. They were pouring in on Bob Greasy. Grooms had a big rush on him. Maybe they held him out. And a player down is Kovash, number 52 for New Orleans. Let's see what this is about now. They had tremendous pressure on Greasy. I believe it's a knee of Jim Kovash, University of Kentucky, his 2nd year.
That would be a severe loss. I think he's a fine player, and I really think the Saints are much, much more impressive looking in their 3-4 with Federspiel and Kovac playing in the inside positions than they are from the other alignments that they have used for so long.
That penalty is against Miami. It's been declined. It'll be a 4th down coming, and our score with timeout is 16-0 New Orleans.
Now, the Firestone steel-belted Trax 12 radial. Trax 12 has special traction bars for pulling power in snow, but they're hidden in the Trax 12 tread for smooth, quiet turnpike driving. Long-lasting Trax 12 with traction you can see. Traction 12 months a year. Trax 12, Firestone's lowest-priced steel-belted white wall radial.
For the bottom of your engine, way down inside, there's a tough new oil, and it's called Gulf Pride. It's got 2 kinds of cleaners for the acid and the grime. It eats up dirt, water, and slime. It helps keep metal from scraping dry and fights those things that make a good car die. So remember your engine down here inside and the tough new oil that's called Gulf Pride.
Live next Saturday, see spectacular bids, scheduled bid for Horse of the Year honors at the Jockey Club Gold Cup race. Next Saturday, 5 p.m. Eastern on CBS Sports.
That's Kovac. He doesn't appear to be injured seriously the way he's walking. He got an injury, but you saw him limping along there. Jim Marshall is in. They've got everybody in there to guard against the pass. It's on the 23-yard line, 4th down and 6 to go. Miami's ball in New Orleans territory. They're not going for any field goal. They need points. Greasy throws. The pass is incomplete. Just out of the reach. Again, a good rush on Greasy.
Yeah, the Saints had a 4-man rush that time with 5 defensive backs in the game. They did a good job of getting some push and making Greasy throw the ball before he was actually ready to do the kind of a job he normally does.
Copier companies have been introducing small copiers with a very interesting claim.
It's just as good as a Xerox.
It's just as good as a Xerox.
Then one day...
this compact copier is very versatile. It even copies on your own letterhead. It's inexpensive, but best of all...
I know. It's just as good as a Xerox.
It is a Xerox.
The Xerox 2600, the compact copier that really is just as good as a Xerox.
You're about to see Ford pickups make 6-cylinder EPA fuel economy history. For 1981, Ford breaks this mileage barrier with the best estimated MPG ever achieved by a 6-cylinder pickup. And here's another breakthrough, the first and only automatic overdrive option in any 8-cylinder truck. When your speed reaches about 40, it automatically shifts into overdrive and your engine runs slower. Only Ford has V8 automatic overdrive. For 1981, Ford pickups make one breakthrough after another. They're built Ford tough.
Thursday, Gabe Kaplan stars in the network premiere of A Wild Comedy of Errors, Fast Break, a CBS special movie presentation. Thursday night at 9, 8 Central and Mountain.
Kurt Gowdy and Hank Stram here in the Orange Bowl in Miami. 5 minutes to play in the third period. New Orleans on top, 16-0. Miami just had their deepest penetration of the game to the New Orleans 23 and were stopped. Well, the Saints held them and take over, putting Ike Harris out in motion. Archie Manning's gone all the way. He fakes, looking for somebody, and he gets it out to the fullback, Jack Holmes. Holmes is out of bounds. A very neat execution by Archie Manning, who's a master faker. Tony Frisch has just kicked a field goal for Houston. They've tied Cincinnati in the fourth period, 10-all.
The play-action pass that is through, we've talked about that throughout the afternoon. That's the third time they've thrown it. All 3 times the receiver was open. One time he missed threw the ball, but puts a lot of pressure on the defense because Archie is such an outstanding runner. He fakes and then rolls to the outside of the containment and puts a lot of pressure on the linebacker.
There are the figures on Manning. Throwing 1 touchdown pass and 3 field goals. That's been the scoring for the Saints.
Play action again.
Out it goes. He's got the receiver Harris, Ike Harris, who caught a 25-yard touchdown pass. First down on the 49 of New Orleans. So faking to those backs, he's freezing that secondary.
Play action pass, and here's Harris going down and then making an inside move. A good precise pattern. Fakes to the outside, comes back inside. The ball's right where it has to be, right on the money. Beautiful pass by Archie Manning. He released the ball soon enough where it was underway, and he had a good chance to look it right into his hands.
So in 2 plays, he's moved them 26 yards. First down, Saints on their own 49.
But he's not going to do a good job of running the football just to run it. He's got to throw first and then run second.
Now they're running first here, and that's Wayne Wilson, stopped by Bob Baumhauer. And it's interesting, Muncie and Galbraith benched at the start of the game have only played Muncie 5 plays, Galbraith 1 play, and they've gone with Wilson and Holmes most of the way.
When I talk about passing first and running second, I'm talking about the overall philosophy, Kurt, that if they throw the ball pretty often on first down, then they can go back to the run on other first down situations. But they're not going to make yardage running the ball first and then throwing second.
Second down, 8. Manning on a deep drop. There he is, going deep, deep, deep. Marty's out there, and it is intercepted.
Hi, I'm Jack Buck with an offer from Budweiser that's going to be hard to pass up, but easy to catch. It's the Budweiser Gripper Football, custom made by Rawlings for armchair quarterbacks like us. And it plays so much easier than a regular-sized football. To order your own Bud Ball, just look for this Catch Budweiser display wherever you buy the King of Beers. You got it? Go get it. This Bud Ball is for you.
Here's that interception by Ed Taylor. Many Dolphin fans are wondering why they didn't let him get up and run. You'll see here in a minute. Now, there's the interception by Taylor. Now, he's going down to the ground. That's Rich Motti behind him. Now, if he can get up without anybody touching him, he can start upfield. But watch Motti reach out now and grab him. There he is. Grabs him on the right leg.
And that's what made the play. Exactly right. Good observation, Kurt.
First down on the 9-yard line. Alvin Williams trying to shake outside. They get him at the 16. Just when he started to go somewhere, Reggie Mathis nailed him there.
You talk about a contrast of opportunities in this game. Kurt, Miami has had the ball from the minus 19, minus 25, minus 10, minus 18, minus 15, minus 10, minus 20, minus 7, minus 9. On the other hand, the Saints have had it plus 45, plus 45, plus 19, plus 23, plus 38. It's amazing. They just have 16 points on the board.
That's right. Here's a score, Hank. Joe Ferguson to Joe Cribbs, the rookie, the outstanding rookie of Buffalo. He'll be a strong candidate for Rookie of the Year honors in the American Conference. Buffalo, undefeated, leads the Oakland Raiders 24-7. Another injury, that's Reggie Mathis, who's intercepted 2 passes today. Our score here is 16-0 Saints. 3 minutes, 11 seconds to go in the third period on a steaming afternoon in the Orange Bowl. They had only 39,000 here against Cincinnati, one of their lowest crowds in years, and this is not a sellout by any means today. Looked to be around, I don't know, 40, 45,000 maybe.
Yeah, it looks like about 40,000 missed this game today.
So they're not drawing here the way they used to. Dallas, Newhouse plunging over a yard out, leads Green Bay 14-7. Some of these Saints have been nicked today. Shula says his team's in a state of transition, that he's trying to rebuild his offensive line, trying to get it going again, although they've won their last 2 games.
Well, he's done a super job and super coaching job, and it's a miracle they won those last 2 games like they have.
That time it's Steve Howell, the fullback. Howell's over his 20-yard line and has a first down. They're just trying to get some operating room here, some breathing room. Fetterspiel, the middle linebacker, made the tackle. Dolphins ball on their 21-yard line. Duriel Harris is back in the lineup now for some wide receiving speed. New Orleans hanging on to a 16-0 lead. I think there have been only 2 shutouts recorded by the Saints in their history. They're working on one right here today. Greasy gives the ball to Delvin Williams. Williams at the 20, 25, out to the 27-yard line. Sort of a delayed reverse there.
It was Statue of Liberty play, and Kenny Bordelon took a sniff inside, but responded well to the outside and really closed in on the play, or else it would have been a big, big gain.
Couple of baseball scores. Yankees 3, Tigers nothing. The 6th, 1-1. Baltimore, Cleveland in the 4th. Yankees inexorably moving on to the playoffs against Kansas City. Which the CBS radio network will be carrying to you. Slant pattern to Harris. Duriel Harris has the ball for a first down. 35-yard line of the Dolphins. Tommy Myers and Greasy now just sort of picking him here, picking him there.
He never overextends himself. He knows exactly what he can do and what he can't do. He never tries to throw the ball a long way because he doesn't have a strong arm. He'll throw it long when he gets inside the 25, 30-yard line. But he's a shrewd operator and an excellent quarterback.
Well, you played against him, especially that famous Christmas Day game, the longest game ever played. How do you rate him as the quarterback?
One of the best ever. No question about it.
Bob Greasy operating from his 35-yard line. There he fakes to the sideline. Now he's pumping deep. He's going out there. It is over the head of Duriel Harris, number 82. Harris down that sideline. Well, the old guy can still pitch it a long ways, Hank.
That was a double move, outside move upfield, and that time, number 22, Ricky Ray, looks like he pulled a muscle trying to cover on the play.
He's about the third or fourth Saint that has gone down today and has had to be helped off the field. That stops the clock with 46 seconds remaining in the third period.
As hot as it is, you have to have a lot of salt in your system, and it might be that it was a cramp or maybe a pulled muscle. It's hard to tell, but this kind of weather is very important that you have a lot of salt, and the electrolytes have to be replaced as they're released during the course of the game.
Is that why we see so many muscle pulls, cramps on a hot day?
Yes, very definitely. But you lose those electrolytes, and then they have to be replaced, and that's why so many teams use Gatorade. One year, Kurt, we came down here to play. Jerry Mays, our great defensive end, lost 22 pounds playing the Rams on the West Coast. We came back here 2 weeks later and played in Miami. Started on a Gatorade program, and he lost 11 pounds in a game, and we were on it ever since.
Oh, those are painful. Here's the score now. Cliff Stout finally gets into a game. He's collected thousands of dollars of Super Bowl money and never played it down. They put him in today after Bradshaw passed to Cunningham for his 4th touchdown pass for Bradshaw. Put Stout in, and he hit Franco Harris with a touchdown pass. It is 38-3 now, Pittsburgh over the Bears.
And the Bears are a pretty good team defensively, Kurt, but they've had an awful lot of trouble offensively.
What's that, the old line? Don't fool with Mother Nature. Don't fool around with those Steelers. 38-3. Nathan and Giaquinto are the backs now as the Dolphins have a second down 10.
Not much fun to play them after they lose the preceding week.
Right. We said they're in a state of transition. The Dolphins have not won a postseason game since Super Bowl VIII back in January 13th, 74. They've lost all 3 playoff games since then. And they want to get back to where they used to. Well, everybody wants to do that. The Saints want to get on a winning season over 500. They never have. That's Ray being helped off, Ricky Ray. And I believe Waymire is going to replace him, David Waymire, Notre Dame. There are the Western standings. The 49ers 3-0, Atlanta 1-2. But the Rams are winning big today. They should go 2-2. They'll be playing San Fran next week. Here's the American Conference. Buffalo's winning. New England plays tomorrow night. This is a second down 10. Bob Greasy. How to go. And that's Nathan escaping a couple of men. Fights his way over the 40 and out of bounds on the 41-yard line. That'll bring up a 3rd and 4. Tommy Myers, the free safety, drove him out. This is Ricky Ray at Norfolk State being helped. Painfully hobbling along and being taken into the Saints locker room. Saints ahead, 16-0 in the closing 37 seconds of the third period. Big third down play for Miami now. Slumbering offense this year, except for 2 fourth periods. One against Cincinnati, the other against Atlanta. Right over the middle, he's got Matt Moore open. Matt Moore, first down to the 42-yard line of the Saints. Matt Moore.
He was in a slot formation that time. Popped clean right over the middle. Greasy saw him. He kind of advertised that he was open by waving his hands. Greasy saw him immediately, got the ball to him, but he's a piece of work with a short possession style of passing. I'm talking about Bob Greasy.
Bob Greasy says, Hank, I may have slowed down a bit at my age, 35, but I'm still good enough to win.
And the greatest thing about it is the schoolhouse hasn't slowed down. He's still bright as can be.
That's the end of the third quarter here in Miami with the score, New Orleans 16 and Miami nothing.
With Medicare costs out of sight, 60 Minutes looks at a hospital bill. Length of stay, 23 days. Size of bill, $77,000. Sunday on CBS.
This is CBS.
Kurt Gowdy and Hank Stram, Miami, Florida. We're going to the fourth period. The score is 16-0. New Orleans ahead, trying to get its first win of the year.
We're seeing two of the finest quarterbacks in the National Football League, and Archie Manning, and also Bob Greasy here this afternoon.
Bob Greasy was played in the second half as the Dolphins on the 42-yard line of the Saints. First down. This will be the first play of scrimmage of the fourth quarter. They protect him. And the pass blocked. That's twice. Don Reese got in there that time that he's had passes blocked that he released.
Batted down by Reese. He had a lot of time to throw the ball that time, but Reese has good leaping ability. Jumped up in front of him. Bob was trying to throw the ball inside. There you see him. He releases over the top, over the block of Kuchenberg, and that's what we talked about earlier, about the fact that Kuchenberg isn't tall enough to restrain a defensive end who has that kind of size, in this particular case 6'6", like Don Reese.
Second down, 10. Dolphins on the Saint 42. Nathan and Giaquinto are in there in the backfield. The pass is complete. Scrambling away to the 30-yard line is Tony Nathan. He was down 5 yards back. He got up and made the first down. 12-yard gain.
Dave Washington, the linebacker, was covering on the play, but he didn't cover well enough. Didn't make the tackle when he should have, and for that reason, he was able to make the extra yardage and get the first down. The ball's in a 30.
Deepest penetration for the Dolphins in the game has been to the 23-yard line of New Orleans. Williams and Holmes or Howell are the running backs, set behind veteran Bob Greasy. There goes Delvin Williams. He sort of ran into one of his own men.
Yeah, it was a trap.
Yeah, Howell was blocking for him.
Yes, it was a trap play, which means the right guard pulled. They permitted the defensive end to come across like it was going to be a play where they didn't block him, but the back ran too wide, and for that reason, didn't make yardage on the play.
Gary Danielson, a 5-yard pass to Fred Scott. The Lions lead Minnesota 17-7 in the fourth, 9.5 minutes to play. Lions hold on, undefeated their first 4 games. They won only 2 all last season.
The Saints are in the Oklahoma, or 3-4 defense. No, they're not. They're in a 4-3. 4 with 5 defensive backs.
Marshall, the fifth, back in there. There he is. That's Nathan. Nathan to the 9-yard line. Tony Nathan slipping down the middle. Greasy was hit just as he let the ball go.
Amazing throw by Greasy. Reese got a shot at him, but just about the time he was getting hit, Greasy anticipated the blow. Watch this. He gets rid of the ball right about the time he got hit. Throws it to the inside. The coverage of the Saints was very porous, and he goes all the way down to the 9-yard line.
It is first down and goal to go for Miami. 12:57 to play. New Orleans ahead 16-0. And Miami pull its fourth quarter magic again. They did it against Cincinnati. They did it last week against Atlanta. Got a long ways to go today, though. Now they go strong left with their formation. He'll try and pass for it. There it is. Moore had his hands on the ball.
Pass interference.
Flag is dropped. David Weimer, the rookie from Notre Dame. Matt Moore was in the end zone. They throw the flag.
I'd like to see that on the replay. I didn't see where there was any pass interference on the play. Let's take a look at it here in a minute.
Well, there it is. It's against the Saints in the end zone. Another Saint player is down. That's David Weimer. Ricky Ray has already been taken off the field. Let's take a look at it again, Hank.
Here we see it. Tries to throw an inside move.
Yeah, you can't see anything there.
No, you really can't.
It may have been the other receiver being interfered with. I don't know. Timeout on the field. We'll be back here, 16-0, New Orleans.
This is God speaking. Yeah, God. Haven't heard from me lately, huh? Well, I've been keeping busy. By the way, I just finished a new movie called Oh God, Book 2, starring George Burns. Now, I'm not saying that anybody who went to see God's first movie will fall out of favor if they don't see God's second movie. But why look for trouble?
Oh God, Book 2 from Warner Brothers, rated PG.
Opens October 3rd. Check newspaper for local listing.
Introducing an American car designed for a changing world and with a commitment to quality. The beautifully new Ford Granada in a new smaller size with its highest mileage ratings ever and with Ford's attention to detail. Every door is hand adjusted. Every seat is hand fitted. Every car is examined by 38 quality inspectors. The kind of detail you can see, feel, and hear. The new Granada, built for a changing world from Ford.
Live, Pedroza and Lockridge for the WBA featherweight title. Plus, highlights of the Acapulco Cliff Divers next Saturday, 3:30 Eastern on the CBS Sports Spectacular.
See if they can catch any interference on this, Hank.
The only thing I could see is Waymer possibly grabbed his foot as he was, there he is, and that might have got a piece of him that way, but that's the only thing I could see.
First and goal to go, Miami. They started this drive on their own 9-yard line.
Greasy loves to play action on first in a situation like this.
That's going to be a touchdown. Steve Howell goes over, and Miami's on the scoreboard for the first time today. A 91-yard drive engineered by veteran Bob Greasy. They started the kid Woodley.
A good option play. Howell running to the outside. I say option because he can either run inside or outside depending how the back blocks the linebacker or the corner. That time is very obvious. The corner got blocked to the inside. He jumped outside and goes in for the touchdown.
Louis von Schaman will try for the point. And the kick is up. He boots it, the ex-Oklahoma Star. We'll be back now with a Miami kickoff. The score, the Saints 16, Miami 7.
At JCPenney Auto Centers, we won't give you the business because we want to keep your business.
They didn't sell me the JCPenney battery. They said the 5-year battery was powerful enough for my car. It was.
I thought I needed new shock absorbers. They told me my tires were too hard.
I came in for ordinary radials. I came out with new mileage maker XP all-season steel-belted radials. They steered me right.
JCPenney Auto Centers, we won't steer you wrong. Taste Sheridan. Taste Sheridan. Come to a Sheridan.
I love the taste of Sheridan's.
You're gonna love every inch of the place. We've got taste.
Sheridan, you've got taste.
We've got style.
For a taste of Sheridan worldwide, call 800-325-3535.
We've got taste.
Next Sunday, the best team in football gets even better. Phyllis George returns to join Brent Musburger, Herb Cross, and Jimmy the Greek, the NFL Today team of...
There are 9 New Orleans Saints on the 50 and their own 45 looking for the onside kick. But they boot it deep, and it is going into the end zone for a touchback. The Saints were looking for the onside kick. Miami split the 2 deep men, and New Orleans have put the ball into play now on their own 20-yard line.
I don't know why they were looking for the kick. There's no way in the world they'd try an onside kick with 12 minutes and 23 seconds left in the game.
That was a 91-yard drive, Hank Stram, in 12 plays.
Beautiful drive.
Their longest drive since 1978. Bob Greasy says, I may be slowed down, but I can still win, and he just proved it. First down now, the Saints on their 20-yard line. Archie Manning gives the ball to Wilson. Wilson trying to contain him. He picks up some yards. He rolls for 6 out to his 26. Brooks Williams threw a block for him, and Larry Gordon made the tackle. Wilson has ran hard today. An intercepted pass by Ray Olin. 29 yards for a score, and the Lions, undefeated Lions, lead the Vikings 24-7. Fourth period. Second down 4. The fans have suddenly come alive here in the Orange Bowl. They were very quiet, and why not? Their team hadn't done much for 3 periods. Wilson again. They barge into him. The hole was plugged up by Kim Bocamper and A.J. Dewey. They'll stop him on the 28 of New Orleans. It's 3rd and 2 to go.
You know, it looks like the Saints are doing more double team blocking at the point of attack than they've done in the past with Muncy and Galbraith in the game. They think their running skill will get them by the defensive line and linebackers and into the secondary. I think with the young backs, they probably figure they want to make sure they secured the area, make sure they got them through the hole to make good yardage, and they've done a pretty good job of it here this afternoon.
3rd down and 2 for the Saints.
Archie might play action.
He's going to pass. He's rushed hard. He got a man wide open. He catches the ball for a first down. That's Brooks Williams. Very clever call by Manning, but he was throwing, he was falling backwards and nearly did not have enough on it.
Yeah, Dewey was really putting pressure on him, but here again, Archie is a master of getting rid of the football. Watch Dewey. He's in hot pursuit. He stops and throws back against the grain and completes a beautiful pass. Play action.
First down New Orleans on their 37. They're leading 16-7.
See if he comes right back with a play-action pass or some kind of a pass in this 1st and 10 situation. It'd be a good time for him to do it.
He throws. He has his receiver, Ike Harris, for a first down in Miami territory at the Miami 48. You call that one right on it. Don McNeil, the rookie cornerback, made the tackle.
They're not going to move the ball consistently well running at the Dolphin defense, but they can do a good job of throwing it. And I think they should continue to do that to get more points on the scoreboard.
Frisch has kicked Houston into the lead. 5 minutes to play at Cincinnati. Score here, 16-7 New Orleans, 10-12 to go. First down for the Saints on the Miami 48.
Here's that another play-action pass. That's a good one.
Manning runs and goes out of bounds, out on the 45. He was taking no chances of an interception. He saw everyone covered. A gain of 3. It'll be 2nd and 7. He stops the clock with 10 minutes to play.
That's the first time they've covered that pass all afternoon, and Archie very wisely tucked the ball under his arm and picked up some nice yardage on the play.
Hey, he could still move, Hank.
Oh, yeah, he's quick and he's fast, and when he smells that pursuit,
Henry Childs
moves
in
very
the
well.
game. Tight end who's had a leg injury.
A play where they'd fake to that right side or left side from play action and come back away the other side would really be very effective.
2nd down 7. Saints on the Dolphin 45. They run the draw play to Wilson. Wilson dropped at the 44. Wilson's hit by Ralph Ortega, who is the only player in the National Football League of Cuban descent. But Wilson stumbled as he took the handoff in the draw, and he slowed himself down.
I think there's a little indecision. He doesn't run, either one of those two backs run nearly as efficiently as Muncy and Galbraith, because naturally they've been together for so long. But both of these young people have done a good job here this afternoon.
Now they're facing a 3rd and 6. Look at the Cardinals over the Eagles, 10-7 in the 3rd quarter. Bessalou is in, Chambers is out. Let's see what Manning does on 3rd and 6.
Well, he's got a good situation, and he might try to, he wants to trap up the middle.
They stop him. That's Wilson, Wayne Wilson. Is stopped by 55, Ernie Roan. The ball will be declared dead at the 41 of Miami. It's 4th and 3. And the punter's coming on, Erxleben. He kicks him high. He's hit the dome in the Superdome in Orleans. Ray Guy has done that for Oakland. Not many can kick them that high. He hoists this one up. Fair catch call on the 12-yard line of the Dolphins by Tony Nathan. And again, the Dolphins have a long way to go. Last time they had the ball, they went 91 yards for a score. Now they have 88 facing them. We'll be back 16-7 New Orleans.
Here's another Radio Shack major computer breakthrough. The amazing new TRS-80 Pocket Computer, only $249. Imagine a basic language computer that weighs just 6 ounces. Now carry TRS-80 power in your pocket while traveling, on the job, solve problems, process data, and store it in permanent memory for instant recall. The amazing TRS-80 Pocket Computer, only at Radio Shack, the biggest name in little computers.
Introducing the new World Car, Ford Escort, with better ideas from around the world at your fingertips. Road-hugging four-wheel independent suspension, front-wheel drive, precise rack and pinion steering, stabilizer bar for tight turns, new power-efficient engine for easy freeway cruising, and higher gas mileage ratings than Rabbit, Accord, Corolla hatchback. Ford Escort, built in America to take on the world.
Erxleben kicks the ball from a position very close to his body. If he would bend over a little bit and reach a little bit, he'd get another 10, 15 yards on his kicks.
First down Miami on their 12-yard line. They're trailing 16-7, 8:39 to play. Saints trying to record their first win of the year. Miami trying to win their third. Here's a screen, incomplete pass to Duriel Harris. Wide receiver screen setup with 2 men out in front of him.
Raymond Brown really did a good job of responding to the play and almost came up with an interception.
Ricky Ray is back in the game, and so is Reggie Mathis. They both limped into the locker room. It looked like they were through for the day. They're back on the field. So evidently it was those cramps that Hank Stram was talking about on a hot day like this one.
And Kovach is in there too, number 52, and he went off, looked like he was going in the tank.
Tony Nathan's in the backfield replacing Delvin Williams. There's Greasy's figures for this half. The rookie Woodley played the first half. Second down, 10 for the Dolphins from the 12. Flag goes down. He's trapped back on the 6-yard line by Don Reese. Reese playing against his old teammates has been a terror here in the second half.
And Derlin Moore did a good job from the tackle position, got some penetration. And he put a little pressure also on Mr. Greasy.
That microphone hasn't worked in the second half. We'll get a sign. We'll do it the old-fashioned way before the days of electronics in the NFL. I think the penalty was against the holding penalty against the Dolphins. It was declined by the Saints, and it is third down now and 16 to go. The Dolphins from their 6-yard line. They need a long one here to get out of trouble. Greasy pulls away. This is going to be either encroachment or illegal procedure. Illegal procedure against the Dolphins will move it back to the 1-yard line and make it third down and 21.
Yes, there was a mix-up there. Either Bob Greasy backed out of there too soon, or the center did not know what the snap count was and blew the snap.
Buffalo wins its 4th in a row, their best start in years. They got to the playoffs once with O.J. Simpson. Got knocked out by Pittsburgh. I remember doing that game with O.J. 24-7, Buffalo over Oakland, a final.
Well, that Chuck Knox has done a remarkable job there at Buffalo.
They'll be all fired up that time. Here's the play. Coming out to the 5, to the 10. The Saints cover it fairly well. It's out to the, all they were trying to do was contain him and make him punt. Derlin Moore on the tackle. It is now a 4th down.
Derlin Moore is a very active defensive tackle and patrols the area within the hash marks extremely well, and he did a good job on that last play.
Eddie Murray, another field goal. Wow, he's kicking. 27-7 Lions late against the Vikings. 4th and 7. Flag is down. The kick is coming to Rich Motti on his 38 to the 40. Motti to the 45. Hit hard at the 47-yard line. Flag was dropped, though, on the kick. Maybe somebody left too soon in the interior line. Only the 2 wide men could leave at the snap of the ball. That's a legal motion against the Dolphins. Let's see what the Saints elect to do now. They had a fair return on that one, about 10 yards.
Yeah, they have a good field position. I would think they would take the football and decline the penalty.
Illegal motion, offense, decline.
There we are. We have the mic back. They decline the penalty, and New Orleans will put the ball in play on their own 46 with a first down. A timeout on the field. There are 7 minutes, 20 seconds to play. It is still 16-7 in favor of New Orleans.
The League of Women Voters invited President Carter to join the 1980 debates. He refused the invitation. Maybe it's because during his administration, inflation has gone as high as 18%. The number of Americans out of work has reached 8.5 million. Housing starts have hit a new low, while interest rates have hit a new high. Maybe he won't debate because he knows the real question is, can we afford 4 more years of this?
The time is now for Reagan. Reagan for president.
Professional diver Richard Stewart and his daughter Christy. What did they find beautiful and exciting?
Stamp collecting.
It's another way for us to explore nature together, learn about exciting events, and American heroes too. We collect U.S. commemoratives because they're beautiful.
And fun.
And it's something we can do together.
When we come up for air.
Collect the coral reefs, block of 4 at your post office now.
Coming, the true story playing for time, starring Vanessa Redgrave, Jane Alexander, Shirley Knight, Marissa Berenson, and Melanie Mayron. Tuesday night.
Byron Sipe hit a couple of late touchdown passes. Garo Yepremian kicked a field goal. He has scored 1,000 points in his career. Cleveland way over Tampa Bay. This is a first down for New Orleans on their 46-yard line. Fullback is stopped cold, Jack Holmes. He's hit there by Bob Baumhauer, the nose tackle. And the Lions marching on undefeated, way ahead of the Vikings, 27-7.
And the Miami Dolphins here, the only way they can possibly get back into this game is to have something happen, make something happen as far as their defense is concerned, recover a fumble, get an interception. But the Saints are controlling the line of scrimmage and knocking them off the ball very well at this stage of the game.
49ers undefeated, the Eagles undefeated, Lions undefeated, Buffalo undefeated in the National Football League. Second down, 10. Manning on the rollout. Throws. He just threw that ball somewhere. He was pushed out of bounds by Kim Bocamper. It'll be a third down 10 for the Saints. This clock stops now with 6:33 to go.
Archie did a wise thing that time, or else he'd have lost a lot of yardage on the play. He finally got rid of it into an area where there was still a chance to make a completion where it wouldn't be intentional grounding.
Don Shula pacing up and down on this hot day. This club has scored on a 91-yard drive in the fourth quarter. They scored 17 points last week in the fourth period to beat Atlanta. But right now, unless they get going, they're not going to score 17 today. A 3rd and 10 for the Saints on their own 46. Calling an audible. He's rolling out. He may take off. He shoots it incomplete to Ike Harris. He threw the ball a bit behind him.
Yes, he anticipated the blitz and changed the play at the line of scrimmage. The automatic against that blitz is a rollout to the left or the right. Dewey really is an active player. Boy, he was in hot pursuit that time. Archie threw the ball in a move and threw it poorly. Ball's incomplete.
Punt formation. Let's see if the Dolphins go after Erxleben. They blocked one punt this year and blocked a field goal attempt. Nathan's their safety. There they go. They nearly got him. They nearly got him, but not quite. Fair catch call on the 18. Again, the Dolphins have poor field position.
Boy, it's incredible with the field position they've had all afternoon. Kurt, you know, I've never seen a game where one team is in the soup so much of the time during the course of the game.
Final. Rams bounding back, lost their first 2, have now won 2 in a row. They defeated the New York Giants today easily, 28-7. They'll play the 49ers next week. David Waymer's in, and Ricky Ray's gone back out again. Dolphins ball on their 18, first down. They're trailing 16-7, time 6:19 to play. Nathan and Giaquino are in the lineup. Greasy's pass, Cephalo, no good. The ball hit the ground. Jimmy Cephalo, Penn State. Don Reese again pouring in on Bob Greasy.
Yes, he really got off the ball in good shape. And Kuchenberg is having a snoot full trying to block him. Here's Cephalo going to the inside. He was open. The ball was a little low. Had a chance to make the catch, but didn't. Watch 60, Reese. Kuchenberg is really having a problem trying to block him on passing situations. Put good penetration again on Greasy. Look at this, Pittsburgh 38, Chicago 3.
Second down 10, Miami on their 18. Sideline, Cephalo has the ball out of bounds. It's complete at the 41 of Miami for a first down. David Waymer was there too late, though, to cover Cephalo.
They gave him too much room, and Greasy really delivered a beautiful ball that time, way on the outside. You have to have a strong arm, stronger arm than you think he has to throw that kind of a pass. But he got it on the outside, and they come up with a big critical first down.
That's the first pass reception for Cephalo this year. I guess that's the way you really judge the arm of a quarterback, is that sideline pass, isn't it?
Yes, you put him on one hash mark and make him throw to the other side of the field, and if you can do that, you know you've got a good quarterback with a strong arm.
First down for the Dolphins on their 41. Now he's going deep. He's there! He's got it! Daniel Harris at the 5. Waymer pushed him out, and the Dolphins are threatening at the 5. First and goal to go.
Boy, he put that up in the air, didn't he? What a fantastic throw and catch. Duriel Harris, 82. He kind of lulls the defensive back Waymer to sleep. And Waymer is in pretty good control that time, but he doesn't know where the ball is. The ball's over the top, loses it completely. And for that reason, Harris has a chance to make the catch.
First down, goal to go. The last time the Dolphins had the ball, they went 91 yards for a touchdown. Greasy now has taken them from their own 12 to the Saint 5.
Waymer that time turned his head the wrong way, turned his head to the inside of the field instead of the outside, lost the receiver completely, and that's why it was a completed forward pass.
Williams and Howell, the running backs behind Bob Greasy. Fakes and a throw. Out it goes. Touchdown! Ronnie Lee, the tight end. And the Dolphins, with a fourth quarter magic again, have now marched 91 yards and 88 yards for fourth quarter touchdowns, and they're back in the ball game.
Play action pass, a beautiful fake, faking to Williams with his hand, looking to the right, and then throwing the ball on a pick play. Look at the pick. I mean, by pick, I mean the two defensive back and an offensive player collide, knocked the people off course. The defensive back, the tight end, was wide open for the touchdown.
And the touchdown comes with 5:52 to go. Another Saint is being helped off the field. That's Ray Brown. They're limping constantly here in the second half. 5-yard touchdown pass. What a masterful job veteran Bob Greasy's done in here. Von Schaman with Strock holding. Well, Hank Stram said in the first half they have to get Greasy in to win. And he came in and he's guided them to 2 fourth quarter touchdowns. The kick was good. And we're going to have a very exciting finish to this game. 5:52 to play. Right now, a field goal could win it for the Dolphins. New Orleans must protect the lead. They were ahead 16-0 at the end of 3 quarters. And they've allowed the Dolphins to come down this field with 2 tremendous drives. Don Shula went out and said something to his defense. Fourth quarter magic, they're calling it here. They got 17 points against the Bengals to win by 1 point. 17 points last week against Atlanta, all in the fourth quarter to shade them. And they've now scored 14 points in the fourth quarter here. They can't seem to score, Hank, unless it's in the fourth period.
That was a beautiful march, and they've done a good job of picking the defense. And here again, Greasy threw a long pass that you didn't really think he could throw. Threw it beautifully against the young rookie, Waymer, and that's the kind of a cagey quarterback he is. He knew he had a rookie They got plenty of time left. They're not going to try for the onside kick. They're going to kick it downfield and try to make them cough up the football by playing good defense.
The Saints are looking for the onside kick. They have 9 men up front and only 2 deep men as Chandler and Marty.
They give the game away if they go for an onside kick, and he blows it in there deep into the end zone.
Touchback.
Boy, he massaged that one.
I couldn't see an onside kick. You got plenty of time. You hold him, force a bad punt, get a good punt return, you're right back in action.
Yeah, what happens is that, you know, when you have everybody up front, you have no return whatsoever. And it's very important that the Saints do something offensively. They can't be conservative. They have not moved the ball that well on the ground. They have succeeded in moving it well via the forward pass, and I think they cannot be conservative now. They have to make something happen to maintain this 2-point lead.
Archie Manning brings him out. Manning has played in every Saints game since 1978.
This would be a good time for that play-action pass again, Kurt.
First down. Saints ball in their own 20. And they're going to pitch it to Wayne Wilson. Wilson is hit for a loss. 51 gets to him. Foley, the safety man, and Rusty Chambers, number 51. Back to the 16 of the Saints. Second down, 14 to go for New Orleans.
They're going to be in trouble if they don't make a first down in this series.
Tim Foley is shaken up on the play, gets up, limping, and going in for him is Don Veselu, number 46. 5:28 remaining. 16-14, New Orleans leading. A 91-yard drive by Miami, an 88-yard drive by Miami, engineered by the veteran who was benched today at the start of the game, Bob Greasy, but he pulled him out twice this year. Maybe that's going to be his role. Maybe like the 6th man in basketball. Let him sit out a while now at his age and come on in.
Well, the nice thing about that kind of a situation, everybody knows that, well, if we don't succeed, we always got the guy on the bench who can bail us out. And it's a pretty good feeling from a pretty good security blanket, really, for the team, and a good attitude for them to take, because they know Greasy could always come in and get him off the hook.
He's only played the second half, Greasy. He has completed attempting. The clock stops with 5:08 to play.
Well, that's a lot of time for Greasy to have possession if he gets the football back within the framework of the 4 or 5 minutes.
In the meantime, Bob's sitting quietly by himself on the bench, wiping his face and neck with a towel.
Yeah, but he's looking at the chart, the offensive chart, to see what he did successfully and what he can refer to if he gets back in the ball game with good field position.
Dick Nolan's concerned. He should be. 3rd and 14 for the Saints.
Might run a draw here. Nope.
They get a little rush on him. Incomplete pass. The flag goes down.
Flag down on the play.
Flag is down on the play. That could either be holding or roughing the passer.
It's against the Saints, and they'll decline the penalty.
It's a holding against the Saints. And the Dolphins decline the penalty. And get the ball. They don't fumble the punt away. 4th and 14. Saints ball on their 16-yard line, and Erxleben will be in punt formation. Tony Nathan is the safety man for Miami.
And there's a lot of time left with 5:03 left in the game.
Now Greasy's up off the bench, waiting to come out on the field to take over.
Good snap.
The wobbly one. Nathan hit immediately, goes up, still on his feet over the 50, and a nice return to the 49 of the Saints. Miami has the ball in New Orleans territory, first down. Already 2 long, beautifully executed drives by that man, Bob Greasy. Took him 91 and 88 yards in the 4th period to score. And brings him out now for a first down. Delvin Williams and Steve Howell, the running back. Time to play, 4 minutes, 52 seconds. Don Swartz is in. This game, by the way, is being seen up in the Palm Beach County way on Channel 34. You've been reading about that dispute, but they're watching the Dolphins here in the 4th period. Good run over the 40. Goes Delvin Williams. Williams to the 38-yard line. Don Reese and Don Swartz on the tackle.
Yeah, they ran it right up the middle. That time they were in an odd spacing with Derlin Moore on the nose of the center. Kovac gets blocked, number 52. Tommy Myers comes in to try to make the tackle. He misses, and he's finally tackled there by Reese, number 60.
Our producer, Billy Barnes, came up with a good crack. He said 17 for Miami used to mean the perfect season. Now it means the fourth quarter.
That's a good observation. He's right.
They haven't got those 17 yet. The Saints are going to try and stop them. Greasy on first down. Sideline. You know what he did?
Took his eye off the ball.
Took his eye off the ball. He was going to try and loop around him or take the man into the pivot and go to work on him like we used to do in basketball. But he took his eye off the ball and dropped what should have been a completed pass.
Yeah, he looked like he had could feel Waymer coming up on him too, and was expecting the shot in the back, and lost his concentration and dropped the football.
Well, we have 4:05 to go. Kurt Gowdy, Hank Stram here in the Orange Bowl, 2nd and 10. Miami on the New Orleans 38-yard line. 16-14 New Orleans. All the Miami points have come in the fourth quarter. Down the middle. Complete. Over the 20. 15. Tony Nathan. Down to the 12. Reggie Mathis wrapped him up.
Greasy's incredible. He spotted him in the middle area. That's about the 3rd time that he's been wide open in the middle. They're double covering. They had a double cover on the flanker side that time, which was to the left of the Saints. A beautiful catch by Nathans and a fine delivery by Bob Greasy.
You know what I remember most of this game? They booed Bob Greasy when he came out to open the second half.
Doesn't take long for him to change, and that's why you can't worry about it as a coach. You've got to play the people who you know you can win with.
Look at those figures, that yardage for one half. 241 yards, and this half isn't over yet. That's Holmes twisting to the 8-yard line. Bob Greasy has thrown for 241 yards, and this half still has 3 minutes and 9 seconds to play.
And everybody said yesterday that he was through, that he was over the hill. Had a great visit with him before the game today, and he indicated that he felt fine, and he just knew that when he had the opportunity to play, he would play well, and which he's doing here this afternoon.
A final, Houston squeaked by Cincinnati 13-10 on a Tony Frisch field goal. Cincinnati lost their 3rd tough one. Houston now is 3-1. 2nd down 6 for a Miami first down. Greasy, Williams, touchdown, Delvin Williams. Miami has the lead.
That was a passing formation. They ran a trap right up the middle, cleaned it out perfectly, in for the touchdown. What a beautiful drive by Bob Greasy and the Miami. Watch the left guard pull on the play. The left guard, there you see him.
Watch this from the end zone here. Delvin Williams, he's had a big second half.
Ed Newman, the left guard, pulled on the play. They finally made contact. Tommy Myers hits him near the line of scrimmage, but bounces off and misses the tackle.
Trailing 16-0 going to the fourth quarter, almost helpless on offense. Miami has scored 3 fourth-quarter touchdowns. Von Schauman's kick is up, and it is good. And that's a big kick for him.
Well, that's incredible, isn't it, to see the thing turn around like it did, but we've talked about it and what they've done in the fourth quarter. It really didn't look like they were going to have a chance to do that today with the way the Saints dominated for 3 quarters. But you really have to give them a lot of credit for the job they've done so far, and yet there's a lot of time left with Archie Manning at quarterback. A lot of things can still happen. 2:36 left in this game.
Don Shula, 3 times, has seen his club shut out, fight back, and pull them out in the fourth quarter already this year. This one isn't over yet. That, by the way, was the first Miami touchdown on the ground this year. It was scored by Delvin Williams.
But he was done from a passing formation. It looked like they might throw the ball. He ran a trap up the middle. Newman did a beautiful job of trapping on the play, and they scored the touchdown. 2:30 left, 2:36 left in the game. Remember, the Saints have 3 timeouts, and with a quarterback like Archie Manning and the receiving they have, they've got a chance to get back into this game. Make no mistake about that.
Von Schauman will kick off. Rich Motti is deep for the Saints at the goal line. And there's the kick. It's a squibbler. Bounding around. It is taken on the 9-yard line by Jimmy Rogers. Rogers over the 25 to the 26. First down, New Orleans, and they have to be the comeback kids now. Jeff Allen went down to make the tackle. The Saints led the entire game. Led 9-0 at halftime, 16-0 into the fourth period. Drives of 91, 88, and 49, sparked by the veteran 35-year-old Bob Greasy, that put the Dolphins ahead for the first time in the game. 2:26 to go. New Orleans ball on their own 26.
They've got 5 defensive backs. They're going to have to try to hit the tight end and one of the backs some way, because it's going to be tough to get the ball outside to the outside receivers.
Manning right over the middle. Tight end. That is Brooks Williams. Williams piled up on his 32-yard line by Ernest Drone, number 55, the linebacker.
But the way the defense is playing, Kurt, the Miami Dolphins are going to give him that kind of a pass, or a pass to the flat. I mean, to the backs, but they're going to take away the outside receivers, I'm sure. Here they come again.
Second down. Quick one to Wayne Wilson. Wilson out to the 30. Still going. Escaping to the 35. May have the first down. And the 2-minute warning is given. 1:55 to play. Time is called on the field. The score, the Miami Dolphins 21 and the New Orleans Saints 16.
This bud's for everyone who lives the life of the sea.
This bud's for you. For all you do, the king of beers is coming through.
Yeah, just for you, that distinctively clean, crisp taste that says Budweiser.
For all you do, this bud's for you.
Mustang! The sky's the limit for 1981. Now Mustang's available with a rakish new T-roof. Mustang, born to run with the wind, sure-footed to handle quick turns. Mustang, a world of high gas mileage you might not expect from such a high-spirited car. Mustang! Capture a Mustang, America's most popular sports car. From the world of better ideas at Ford.
Later score on the Dallas-Green Bay game. 21-7 Dallas, Hank, third period.
Yeah, Archie was over on the sideline talking to Ed Hughes, the offensive coordinator, and getting some instructions from Ed. As the clock says, 1:56, 1:55 left in this game with 3 timeouts for the Saints, and they've got a lot of time left.
They have the ball on their own 38-yard line of first down. Manning shoots it out, keeps it short. He hits the fullback, Jack Holmes, and Holmes stays in bounds. It's stopped at his 45-yard line. They've already called a play for the second down. They want a quick lineup, second down 3. Saints ball on their 45. Vessel, who made the last tackle.
He has to continue to throw the ball to the tight end or to the backs. That's what they're giving him. There's the tight end again.
Yep, that's Brooks Williams on a short one. He may have a first down or very close to it. Larry Gordon wrapped him up. And the officials come in and stop the clock with 1:24. Saints need a touchdown. They're trailing 21-16. Timeout called on New Orleans. They have the first down, it would appear. New Orleans has called the timeout, and they now have 2 left. 3 fourth-quarter touchdowns by Miami. Put them ahead, as you see the score there, by 5.
They have to continue to be patient and throw the ball this way to the tight end and to one of the backs to move the ball down the field. And then once they get inside the 20-25-yard line, if they succeed in getting that far, then there's a possibility they'll be able to change the coverage and throw the ball outside to Chandler or Ike Harris for a big play.
Cleveland 31, Tampa Bay 20. 5 minutes to play in Tampa Bay. Charles H. Milton III is the executive producer of NFL football on CBS. William C. Everybody's got a middle initial. William C. Barnes is the producer. Directed by Chris Erskine. Associate producer Rupert Kopanek. Field operation engineers Doug Freedom and Spears Nellis. What's your? I never knew your middle initial. What's your middle initial, Hank?
L.
Henry L. Stram, the analyst today.
For Lewis.
Here we go. First down. An exciting fourth period here in Miami.
Got to hit a back. You got to hit a tight end.
It's up. It's intercepted. Ernest Roan has the ball. Roan intercepts for Miami on the deflection. And the Dolphins have it.
Archie hits the right man. Throws inside. He saw the pressure coming from the linebacker. Threw it to the inside. It was deflected. Pops up into the air. Gordon, number 50, made the deflection. And Miami has possession on the 45.
Second interception today by Manning, who's trying to bring his club back. And unless New Orleans can pull this one out, it's going to be a bitter one for them after leading by 16 points going into the fourth period. Dolphins ball, Greasy very tenderly hands the ball off to Delvin Williams, and he just tumbles forward to the 46-yard line, taken down by Joe Fetterspiel.
The Saints ought to call a timeout right here.
One minute to play. They have two timeout left, the Saints.
Yeah, I thought sure they would call a timeout right after that play. Didn't make much yardage on the play, but they've got two timeouts left.
There it is. That clock's running away against them. They're just letting the Dolphins in that huddle.
Surprising they don't call timeout with two left.
Now you see they're coming down to 35 seconds to go. Second down, 10 for Miami. Straight handoff again. Bursting to the 49 is Steve Howell, the fullback. And the clock now still moving. They're not. Now they finally step in and ask for a timeout with 23 seconds to go. They have one more timeout left, the Saints.
Can't understand that reasoning. They lost a lot of time on the clock by waiting so long to call the timeout.
Well, the situation, 23 seconds remaining. The Dolphin player is Howell, who's shaken up. Appears to be a low back injury to him. A dramatic comeback before 40,000 and some fans here in the Orange Bowl. The hometown fans have been booing the Dolphins for some unexplainable reason this year. They have not been exciting on offense, except in the fourth period. If they just played the fourth period, they'd be the most exciting team in pro football. They've come up today in the fourth quarter again. They got 17 against Atlanta last week in the fourth quarter to win. They scored 17 against Cincinnati 2 weeks ago in the fourth quarter to win, and they've come up with 21 points in the fourth quarter today. And are headed for a victory unless a miracle happens here by a score of 21-16. Shula just wants to check everything. Now calling somebody to the sideline. Now he gets some of his defense in there in case something happens. The winning edge. Remember that book he wrote? Always have the winning edge. In case they have a turnover, he wanted that defense to alert them about something.
And he's really, with the material he has in his football team, he's really done a remarkable job.
Yeah, he doesn't have those Santas and Mercury Morrises anymore.
No, he doesn't.
That's Delvin Williams into New Orleans territory to the 45-yard line of New Orleans. And the Saints now quickly stop the clock. That's their last timeout. There's 16 seconds to go, and Miami has a fourth down and a yard to go. Atlanta at San Francisco underway. Atlanta field goal, 3-0. Early in the first period. San Francisco undefeated. The Lions won today. They're undefeated. Buffalo won their fourth in a row. Dolphins are about to win their third. San Francisco's undefeated. Jets at Baltimore. Joe Washington, a 5-yard run. Colts lead the Jets 7-0. Jets trying to win their first of the year. Fourth down and 1. Now let's see what they do on this. I don't believe they're going to punt. Would you punt, Hank?
Yeah, sure.
Would you?
Yeah, sure.
All right. Let's see. That'd be a danger getting it blocked. I don't know. They got 11 men up front in New Orleans. Long signal count. He is going to kick it. He has it blocked. They blocked it. Uh-oh. They have the ball. New Orleans Orleans has the ball. They can't take a timeout. There's a flag down back at the line of scrimmage. That's why I wouldn't have punted.
No, Miami has the ball.
Yeah.
Miami recovered the fumble, Kurt.
Well, the kick is blocked. That was the 4th and a yard to go, though. They didn't make the first down.
Formation offense declined. First down.
New Orleans ball.
Boy, that's
New Orleans ball. Rich Motti. Watch it. Rich Motti, 84, blocks it. He comes in.
But see what happens. He steps to his right, to his left. He gets right in the way of Motti. Motti does a great job of blocking the kick. That's right. They recover it, but the Saints have possession on the 10-yard line. 6 seconds left in the game.
I wouldn't have punted.
Well, the way it turned out, you were right, Kurt.
Well, I don't know why. I just had that feeling.
Yep, you were right the way it turned out.
6 seconds to go. I'd rather Ryder tried for the first down and missed it, let him have the ball in the 40. Well, we'll see. New Orleans has no timeouts left. First down and 10 to go.
They're trying to get the ball in the end zone on a play here in the pass.
Manning throwing, there. Touchdown! Touchdown, the flag is down. A touchdown with timeout.
Wait a minute, they're calling pass interference on the New Orleans
Saints. Pass interference call. Let's see who this is on. The pass was to Ike Harris. It may be against Harris, an offensive pass interference. It is!
It is pass interference.
The Saints lost the touchdown. The game is over. The Saints scored on what everybody thought was the last play of the game. They scored to pull out an unbelievable victory. They blocked a punt with 6 seconds to go, but offensive pass interference is called against New Orleans. Watch it, Hank.
That's incredible, isn't it? The Saints make the big play, make the touchdown. It's hard to see. Evidently Ike Harris pushed on the play. You can't see it in the picture, but evidently that's what happened.
You know what Shula's saying? I'll take it. I'll take it anyway. His club made an amazing comeback. 21 points in the 4th period. Then they let a punt be blocked on 4th down. It looked like New Orleans pulled it out on the last play of the game, and New Orleans committed offensive pass interference to blow the game. Kurt Gowdy, Hank Stram here. We'll be right back from the Orange Bowl, the final 21-16.
Palmer, quarterback's got a better arm.
Right on. Better than a pitcher? Name if you've been out of the game too long.
That's enough talk, fellas. Let's let Flash decide.
Flash?
Yeah.
Flash is an electronic game for all-around competitors.
Watch this. Yeah.
Flash tests your timing, reflexes, memory, and accuracy because Flash is programmed for 5 challenging games. Flash keeps score for up to 5 players, and super shots mean super bonus points. Flash with 5 electronic games.
It's a great game. From Ideal.
At JCPenney Auto Centers, we won't give you the business because we want to keep your business.
They didn't sell me the JCPenney battery. They said the 5-year battery was powerful enough for my car. It was.
I thought I needed new shock absorbers. They told me my tires were too hard.
I came in for ordinary radials. I came out with new mileage maker XP all-season steel-belted radials. They steered me right.
JCPenney Auto Centers, we won't steer you wrong.
Coal is one way to reduce America's dependence on foreign oil. So this year, Conoco is putting $200 million into developing more coal. For example, Conoco combined ingenuity with a lot of money to invent a pipeline that pumps coal out of the mine, faster and safer. And coal is just one part of Conoco. This year, we're spending $2 billion on energy.
There's the pass to Ike Harris that looked like a touchdown on the last play of the game to give New Orleans a win. They called offensive pass interference, disallowed it, and Miami wins it 21-16. We'll see you from Miami. And now let's go to the NFL Center in New York. Hello. Final score, this has to be one of the most dramatic games of the season, 21-16. The third time Miami has rallied in the fourth quarter after not scoring a point to pull a game out and then nearly blowing the game, Hank.
Yes, it was an interesting observation, Kurt, on the 4th and 1. You didn't think they should punt. I thought they should, and the way it turned out, why, they shouldn't have. But in spite of it all, they won the football game. That's the only thing that really matters.
That's right. And then I'd like to see and study the coaching film or a wide shot of that offensive interference. We really couldn't see it on a rerun, but it might. Somebody must have pushed off on it somewhere. Let's take a look at it again.
There wasn't anything conclusive at all after we look at the replay. The only thing that possibly happened was you watched the defensive back of the Miami Dolphins go beyond the play and fall, which means maybe that there was pushing on the part of Ike Harris. You can't see it in the picture, but with the official right on top of the play and right on top of the scene, evidently that's what could have happened.
Miami 21, New Orleans 16, a heartbreaker for the Saints. They now are 0-4. Miami is 3-1. But what a day for Bob Greasy. Greasy benched. He's already been benched. But a youngster started, Woodley, a rookie, played the first half, couldn't move him, and Greasy started the second half. He was booed when he came on, and he had a dramatic second half.
Yes, it was reminiscent, really, of what happened last year when the Miami Dolphins played the New England Patriots on a Monday Night Football game. They started Strock and didn't do very well. They brought Greasy in the game. He got him off the hook and won the game for Miami that helped win the division for them last year.
And get this, Hank, in the second half, Bob Greasy threw in one half 241 yards of passing. 241 yards. He completed, let's see, in attempts. He had 25 attempts, and he hit on 16 out of 25 for 241 yards. He took them on two sensational drives of 91, 88, and another one of 49. You just can't do any better than that.
You surely can, and of course he comes in like the old professor, knows exactly what he's going to do, and the great thing about it, Greasy, is that he delivers. When the pressure is on, he does the job.
What would you do next week? Would you start him, or maybe start him on the bench before the game? Maybe he's better now at his age coming on when they need him.
Well, psychologically, it evidently gave the team a big lift because I thought they looked very, very flat in the first part of the game, but they suddenly picked up momentum as he came into the ball game, and of course they had much better field position when he was in the game, and of course he executed the drives just perfectly. Here is a trap up the middle that took him in for the touchdown and put him ahead, 21-16. A passing formation, mixed him up with a passing formation, ran a trap, and succeeded in making the touchdown.
Where in the world are we? Now, what's this place?
Welcome to the last place on earth.
Look at all this.
Dear?
Like my boutique. Cute.
Yeah, we just have traveler's checks.
Citicorp?
Yes.
Love them.
Imagine Citicorp traveler's checks are even accepted in the last place on earth.
Our lucky day.
Travel the world with us, Citicorp Traveler's Checks.
Sorry, no experience, no job.
But where do I get the experience?
Army, Navy, Air Force, Marines.
We don't ask for experience, we give it. You won't read it in a book, you live it. Pick a service, pick a challenge, set yourself apart.
Army, Navy, Air Force, Marines. What a great place, it's a great place to start.
Feel like dining with a touch of elegance tonight?
Swanson's cooking just for you.
Swanson chefs have created restaurant-style main courses, a whole menu, like steak and green peppers with mushrooms and onions and just a touch of sherry.
They should open a restaurant.
From the new Swanson, restaurant-style main courses.
Swanson's cooking just for you.
Miami winning 21-16. They now play 4 straight AFC Eastern clubs the next month. Baltimore and Buffalo at home, New England, New York away. The Saints play at New Orleans against St. Louis next week. Kurt Gowdy, Hank Stram, return you now to the NFL Center in New York.
All right, Kurt, thank you very much. I'm Brent Musburger with Irv Cross. What a tough way to lose a football game. We're going to take another look at it, talk about it in just a moment, but let me get you up to date with all the scores around the league. I know you're interested in other games, too. 28-7, perhaps you heard that final. The Rams rolled. The Giants were dreadful. Sims was injured in the first half, but he did come back. They scored on the last play of the game. The Bears were also atrocious today. 38-3, Steelers rolled. Jim Smith caught 6 passes for 128 yards and 3 touchdowns. Detroit now 4-0, 27-7. The final over Minnesota. Billy Sims, 27 carries, 157 yards is his total. And there it is. It was 16-0. Bob Greasy off the bench, but I'm still not sure. I got to see that play again. Buffalo now 4-0. Under Knox, 24-7. Joe Cribbs, the rookie from Auburn, scores twice, a 1-yard run and a 21-yard reception from Ferguson. Cleveland beats up on Tampa Bay, 34-27. Sipe threw 2 touchdown passes in the second half, one of 14 to Feature, one of 44 to Calvin Hill. Doug Williams also had a couple to Gordon Jones, 41 and 3 yards. Houston over Cincinnati, 13-10, even without the great Earl Campbell, who's out with an injury. Fritz won it with a 29-yard field goal. Big upset Bruin in St. Louis. 24-7, and Otis Anderson has run wild. The last time I saw his stats, he was about 144 yards against the Eagles, who give up more points in one game than they do in the earlier 3. Dallas now dominating Green Bay, 21-7, was tied at 7 for a while, and now the Packers have fallen back. Baltimore ahead of the New York Jets, 7-0, 5-yard run by Joe Washington in that game. Seattle and Washington, they are scoreless in the first, and the AFC's having a good day on the NFC today, too. San Diego and Kansas City, they are scoreless in the first, and Atlanta and San Francisco, 3-0 in the first. Now, a lot of good friends down in New Orleans have called and asked about Jimmy the Greek's report about the Saints. And again, he says the Saints are trying to trade Chuck Muncie, and that among the teams they're talking to, San Diego, and it would certainly seem likely that San Diego would move heaven and earth to get a running back like Muncie if the Saints are that unhappy with him. Now to the controversy that ended today's game. And Irv Cross, you come on in here with me and take a look at this, because as a former defensive back, you know the bumping that goes on sometimes. They sent Ike Harris down into the end zone and got the pass. At first glance, I thought it was a terrible call.
Well, you have to remember, once the receiver goes up 5 yards, it's a block punt first. The block punt would set up the play, and only at about 6 seconds left to go. Miami recovers here, but the ball goes to New Orleans because it's a 4th down play. They didn't make it 1st down. Here's Archie Manning's throw. Now, remember, Brent, once the receiver goes up 5 yards, he cannot bump the defense cannot bump him. There's incidental contact. They call pass interference on the offense.
I'll tell you, on second look, Don Shula's defensive back, he fell away a long ways, and it is possible from that angle that as Ike Harris tries to clear himself, he goes, and I'm saying just possible, and the man slipped down like that, and we really couldn't see the arm contact in there. Do you remember Drew Pearson in Minnesota, the brouhaha, when he was going up with Nate Wright on the Hail Mary?
Hail Mary pass and got away with it.
Absolutely. How about some more highlights? Huh? Would you like to take a look at the Rams and the Giants? Oh, the Rams. Elvis Peacock had to have somebody replace Wendell Tyler, so they go to the former Oklahoma star. Missed an entire season because of knee surgery. 4th and 1. Big play in the Meadowlands, and they're going to go to Peacock. Now, the Giants defend it well, and it just comes down to good rock-hard football right here, and Peacock won't be denied. That was the first of 3. From the eye, over the top. And you love those backs that can go in the air from inside the 2. And Vince Ferragamo also found a new tight end. Young man by the name of Arnold, the rookie, out of New Mexico. Doesn't look too swift, but he was wide open. What a long day for Perkins and the Giants. They've got a lot of problems now. And here's Ferragamo to one of the burners. He's got a good arm long. He put it up, and Drew here was open. He got down to the 4-yard line, and here comes number 3, Peacock outside. Oh, this looks a little like Peyton, 34, but he cuts in. He'll take you on. Walter would have gone for the corner in that sequence, I think. All right, last play of the game. Scott Bruner, the rookie from Delaware, hits Johnny Perkins, and it is the Giants' only touchdown. Irv, what about Jim Smith, the young man out of Michigan?
Had a big day. Caught 3 touchdown passes. Everything was in 3s today. The Pittsburgh Steelers picked up their 3rd win. The Chicago Bears, their 3rd loss. And, of course, Pittsburgh won that game 38-3. And here's Bradshaw going to Smith for his first touchdown pass of the day, and they take a 7-3 lead in the first quarter. Bradshaw going up 86 once again. Touchdown pass number 2. As we said before, good things come in threes. Bradshaw goes to number 86, has a hot hand. Touchdown pass number 3, 24-3 Pittsburgh. Franco Harris scoots around his left end for a nice run here. A 24-yarder setting up a scoring opportunity for his club. And late in the game, number 18, Cliff Stout, comes in at quarterback, substituting for Bradshaw, reads the blitz, hits Harris for a touchdown pass. His first touchdown pass as a pro, and they're pretty happy about it. 38-3, they win the game.
Big play days, Irv. O.J. Anderson has scored on runs of 14 and 57 yards against the Eagles, and Billy Sims does it again. For the third time in his first 4 games as a pro, he rushes for better than 100 yards. His only miss was last week. He had 95 yards in that game, and don't forget, he had a 6-yard touchdown called back that would have made it 4 games in a row. Now here's Danielson hitting David Hill of the Lions. That put him in command. Tommy Kramer of the Vikes also went 40 yards, and you know who's on the receiving end, Ahmad Rashad. It was tied at 7, and that's the way they battled, and then the Lions just took total command. Danielson went to Fred Scott, and he also scrambled first before he found him, and it was a 5-yard tally, 17-7. And they came back and they intercepted a couple of passes, and who knows how far those Lions can go now. Let me give you some baseball scores now. Montreal leading Philadelphia 2-1. That game is in the 4th, and of course you know the Phillies lead the Expos by a half game in the National League East. Houston over Cincinnati 2-1. That game is in the 5th. Houston and the Dodgers close out with 3 games next weekend, but Houston may be ahead by 3 when that series starts. The Yankees lead Detroit 5-3 in the 8th, and Baltimore ahead of Cleveland 5-3. That one is in the 7th. So for Irv Cross, I'm Brent Musburger saying so long for the NFL Today from New York. We hope you've enjoyed the action, and don't give up if you're a Saint fan. They'll get the right call going in their direction before this year's over. We'll see you next Sunday.
The NFL Today is sponsored by Ford Division and your local Ford dealer, and by Budweiser. For all you do, this Bud's for you. The NFL Today is a presentation of CBS Sports. With Medicare costs out of sight, 60 Minutes looks at a hospital bill. Length of stay, 23 days. Size of bill, 80 feet long, $77,000 high. 60 Minutes tonight on CBS.